us who already are made in his image to have that innermost connection to think of him. Only God, Yahweh, created the standard of morality. Zeus nowhere, Osiris nowhere.
What do you know
We
about
know
Zeus?
good
What
and evil.
What do you know about Zeus and Osiris? What do you know about them?
I know they are Greek. Zeus is Greek and he's a myth. He's the god of lightning. He's the king of Olympus.
Yahweh is also a myth.
Yahweh, okay, if you say he's a myth, that's up to you, but
No, it's not up to me. It's not up to me. I am trying to get you to prove that Yahweh exists.
I'm trying to get you to prove
I'm trying to get you to prove that this your Yahweh God is not a myth. That's what you're supposed to be doing right now. That is what you are supposed to be doing right now.
That is what I'm trying to have.
If Yahweh exists, point me to Yahweh. Show me Yahweh.
Okay. The evidence lies in his word. Now, if I take you to his word.
Yahweh's word?
Yes. His word sets the standard of morality. Only his word says stealing is wrong, lying is wrong. So now we, humankind, from the beginning of time till now, if his word did not record that, no government, no establishment would go by that. I'm trying to have you show me where Zeus or any other pagan god said stealing is wrong. That we humankind today know that stealing is wrong. You see what I'm saying?
1 second. So which one of them is this your Yahweh's, the word of Yahweh? Is it the Torah? Is it the Pentateuch? Is it the Bible? Which of the Bibles, by the way, if it is the Bible, is it the one with the Apocryphas? Which book is the word of Yahweh?
The Bible is the word of Yahweh and none else.
Which Bible are you talking about? They're different types.
The one yes, all the kinds, especially the Hebrew and the old ones. Especially, I'm not saying that I'm not discarding the other one, especially the old ones that have not been tampered with.
What old ones? What are you talking about? The old ones. What old ones?
The scripts that have been uncovered. If we look at archaeological history and their findings, all those scripts and the scrolls,
when you talk about Bible, are you talking about the canonized version? Are you talking about the Apocryphas? What exactly are you talking about?
Yes, canonized Apocryphas, everyone that proclaims God to be the creator of heaven and earth. Everyone you read where you see God created the heaven and earth, that is his word. Everyone, open the Apocryphas, come again, please.
Everything you read that says God created the heaven and the earth.
Yes.
But you were supposed to be talking about
that is his word.
We're supposed to that's Yahweh.
No, you just asked me to show you which one his word is. So that's why I said anyone that
Yahweh.
Yes. Yahweh.
Why you
Hebrew, the Hebrews call him Yahweh in their language. You see what I'm saying? Every language, every nation.
You're supposed to be proving Yahweh, right? Of all the gods, you singled out Yahweh. You singled out Yahweh. So if you single Yahweh out, now prove that Yahweh, which is, you said I should now go and read where it says God created. God could be anybody. God could be any of the thousands of gods, but you singled out Yahweh. Prove that it is Yahweh that did anything. Prove.
God cannot be, there is only one God. Guys, he cannot be the thousands of them.
I don't want to bring up too many people that agree with me, if you don't mind, just so that, you know, we don't have. Please let me know if you are a believer requesting. Please let me know if you are a believer requesting. Please let me know if you are a believer requesting. Please. I do. What do you mean I do? Authenticated. Are you a believer? Please let me know if you are a believer, just so that we can, I don't know. I'm just going to bring you up. You are? Okay. Got you up. Maybe what we can do is have, you know, equal number of believers and equal number of non-believers, just so that, you know, we can have conversations. Yeah.
Can I correct myself?
Please. Who's saying?
Authenticated. Good
What does
evening,
that mean?
everyone.
What does that mean? Correct yourself.
Yeah, I'm not a believer. I know. I don't believe.
You
I
know
know.
what?
He's saying he's Gnostic, not agnostic.
Yeah, he's
What does
agnostic.
he know God?
What do you know?
I know what is the creator God.
You know it.
Mhm.
3-on-1. I can do it.
Know the creator God. Yes. Know the creator God. Please
I can do it
let me
3-on-1.
know. Let me know who else. Please let me know who else is a believer, so I can.
I
bring
don't
you up,
believe. I
please,
know.
so that we don't fill up the boxes with people who agree. And hello, Matsibanda. Please let me, if you are requesting, please let me know.
I want to break it down.
Hold on
everyone.
now. Please just hold on. I'm trying,
She'll get to you.
so we can bring people up. We can have conversations. Right.
Don't worry, I'm very hungry. Who wants to go first?
I can break it down.
Klaus was already, we'd already started.
Okay.
I think we started the
Yeah.
conversation
Okay, we'll start with Klaus.
with Klaus.
You talked about ancient.
No, hold on. I'm trying to bring people up to fill the boxes. If you're a believer, yeah, L still is Yahweh Father. Non-believers here.
I can break it down for Klaus too, if you want me.
Authentic, you need to wait your turn, please.
right.
Moderators, please help me out, yeah, in bringing people up, just so that I don't have the panel full of. I mean, later on we can just converse and talk
I
about.
think Soma's a non-believer.
Yes, Soma is a non-believer. So right now we
Okay.
have 3 non-believers and 2 believers. So
Okay.
I don't want to feel it.
You can have mods if they switch Authentic and Soma. That way you have 3 on one side, 2 on the other. That way you got
If you are a believer, let me know if you are requesting. Please, if you believe in this character, God. If you believe in God, please, and you want to come up, you want to come and have conversations. If you disagree with the prompt that God is, it says God is a scam. If you disagree, please let me know.
Okay. Klaus. For Klaus.
Yeah.
You were mentioning ancient documents. I'm going to assume you mean the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yep. Let's start with that.
What about religious documentation that are older than that do not mention a Yahweh or even a singular God?
What about them?
Are those true?
You believe God is not a scam. Okay.
Okay.
Have you requested, sent a request?
For example,
Sorry. I'm really trying to.
I'm listening.
Wait,
the host is talking.
please just hold on. I'm trying to. Please, just so that we know. Okay. Okay.
We
so
good?
now-
I'm going to wait until the host is ready.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And I think what we'll do is try and swap. If I don't bring you up now, please, no hard feelings. I'm just trying, so we can. I don't want us in one spot just saying the same thing over and over again. Yeah. I tried to bring Rich up just now. I didn't see Rich. I don't know where Rich has gone.
Saw Phil. I didn't see Rich.
Okay. All right. Let's do this then. All right. Go on.
Okay. So, Klaus, I gave, for example, I would say that the Book of the Dead is older. I can point to ancient Sumerian and Babylon texts that are older. I can even talk about Ananism, which is older than the one polytheistic gods of these not true or are true?
If they make no claim about the creator of the heaven and earth, they are not true.
But there are different claims of what the creator is in these stories that do not match a Yahweh or a singular God.
Then they are not true.
Okay, so it's not that they're ancient texts, they're just eventually at some point in history, we get to a monotheistic God, and at that point you say that is true, correct?
Yes. Seeing
Okay.
that even the text that talk about the one true God mention other gods in it.
Well, I would also point out there are other religious organizations and groups that claim they have the one true God, but not Yahweh.
Mhm.
So just because there's claims it exists, doesn't mean it does exist. How do we know
True that.
that one true God created the universe?
Again, 1,000 pieces of evidence could stand right before you, right?
Well,
Hold on,
I'm
let me
going to
finish.
say that, wait a minute.
Hello,
When you say
Vicky.
1,000 pieces of evidence,
You had a good
you're
time.
going to
Yeah.
basically say there's a bunch of the same story.
You had a good time. Thank you for asking.
No.
Multiple versions of the same story does not make it
Yes.
true. There's multiple, let me explain why. There's multiple stories that contain talking animals. Do animals talk like humans? I could get you a list of stories where cats talk in various forms, different cats. Does that mean cats talk?
Nope. No, it
Okay,
doesn't.
so multiple stories that would be considered mythologies of different types does not mean that mythology is true. You need evidence outside the story.
Yes.
What would the evidence be for a creator God?
All right. The creator God's text, the text that talks about the creator God talks about then, talks about now, and talks about tomorrow.
Okay,
Now,
so
if you
we
show me
have books. The
that-
problem is you were back to books just making a claim. What evidence do we have that the claim is true? Could we narrow it down, and can you give me one specific one so we can examine it?
Well, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ itself.
Wonderful. I
like-
love that you brought that one up. What evidence do we have outside the story that Jesus existed?
Ancient Romans writing down records of their encounters and
Wonderful, wonderful. Could you name the Roman historian that you want to
I
reference?
cannot name the Roman
I
historians.
can. You're going to reference
Okay.
here Josephus, Tacitus, or Pliny the Younger, most likely. And I can argue all three. None of them actually say Jesus existed or that he rose from the dead.
You see, those three you mentioned may not have said it, but the others you haven't mentioned.
Which one? You haven't given me one.
I can't give you a specific name, but there is text. If you now make the claim of, if you now make the claim that those texts do not exist, now that's another story.
Well, Klaus, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I've studied this quite a bit.
Okay.
So this is why I'm asking for specifics. Because if you're just going to say there's tales out there, that gives us no reason to believe your claim because we have nothing to look at. If you had said Josephus, Tacitus, Pliny the Younger, or any other historian, we could look at the text and examine it. But you're not doing that. You're just saying, trust me.
I'm not saying trust me. I'm telling you, they're out there. You have studied it. I'm not even a scholar in that department, so I haven't studied it, but I've come across them a while ago. I have heard about them. I have seen the texts. I haven't studied them to say I know this person. If I maybe do some research, I could bring them up.
Wonderful.
What I'm trying
to whenever you get that research, because right now you're providing nothing. Yeah. Because what you're saying is, oh, but the other wait, hold on. Other historians who did I know nothing about, they may have mentioned something about Jesus Christ. Yes, when you know
They
their
did not. They
when
might
you know
not. They
when you
did
know their
mention.
names, when you know their names, when you
Okay.
know what they wrote, when you know, then we can continue to have conversations. Otherwise, this is just a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's a waste
There's
of
nothing
time.
to examine.
We need to move on to somebody else who might be able to prove that God is not a scam.
God. All right. You people who have
Authentic.
studied. Before I leave, let me ask you. You people who have studied.
You don't have to leave.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
You don't have to leave. Maybe
Can
one
you
of the people
prove
want to talk
that
to you.
God is not? Yeah, God does not exist, or He's not
It
the creator.
depends
Can
on
you
which God
prove
you're
that He's not?
referencing. If you're
The-
talking about the Christian God,
the
I can
God of the
definitely show he
Bible.
doesn't exist as part of the Bible says. Depending on
No.
whichever God claim, we can make the argument and show where this God cannot logically exist.
All right, the God of the Bible. Prove to me He
Right.
doesn't exist.
Sure, I can go through this pretty quickly. Is that God all good according to the Bible?
Is the
Is
God
God
of the
all
Bible
good?
all good? And
Okay,
let's
so the God of the Bible is
Yes.
all good.
let's keep it short so we
Yes.
can move on.
Yeah,
to
I'm going to make it as short as possible. Okay.
Mhm.
Can God tell you to do something that is, sorry, I'll take that one back. Let's flip it up. Do you think drowning is a punishment that it causes immense suffering?
Drowning a punishment.
If you drown, you
Mhm.
suffer, right?
Yeah, I would
Okay,
believe so.
great.
I've never drowned, so I don't know.
Great.
Mhm.
Your God, the all good God,
Mhm.
with all the possible choices he could have had to unalive the world. Not saying he didn't have the right. We're not even going to argue that point. But your God, who had all the possibilities, chose a method of unaliving that causes great suffering when he could have chosen a method that caused less suffering. Because of this, that God cannot be all good. If he had to do it by drowning, then he cannot be all powerful. If he had no knowledge of a different way, he could not be all knowing. The God of the Bible is logically inconsistent and impossible.
So
that's
because
funny.
he chose, hold on, because he
Mhm.
chose this particular way or this particular time or this particular
Yep.
method to do whatever he wanted to do at that moment, it makes
Yep.
him not all good.
Correct.
I see that.
I'll show you why. Wait a minute. I'll show you
Yeah.
why.
Okay. Mhm.
Could he have just wished them out of existence? Just
Yes, he
poof.
could. Yes, he
Okay,
could.
great. So he had a method that would cause no suffering versus a method that caused great suffering.
So that I still yes, he chose a method that caused great suffering. Again, let me bring
Is
this
that
into
an all good action? Does a good person or good anything
yes.
choose a method that purposely
Okay.
causes suffering?
What is your definition of all good?
Well, if I was
By
an
what
all good-
standards do you
no
measure
problem.
all good
An
or
all
less good?
an all good being, when given multiple choices, would choose the one that caused the least amount of necessary suffering.
Says who?
You asked me my definition.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have a
Like,
different? Wait a minute.
that's
Okay.
your definition. Does
All right.
your
Wait a minute.
definition
Claus,
make
could
it
I ask
right?
you something? What
Yes.
is your definition of all good?
God's definition of all good is my
No,
definition.
no, no. What
of
is
all
We need
your
to move
definition?
on.
Because God
We need-
doesn't have a
We need
definition
to
in the
move
Bible.
on.
You see, as a believer, I
Afro wants to
say,
move on.
We need to move
Hello.
yeah, let me just, as a believer, I say I have no definition.
Wonderful.
I
That's
have the
very scary
definition
that you
I
don't
could
know
pick.
definition of what's good. We are
No,
moving
no,
on
no,
now.
no, no. That's not right. I'm
We can move
saying
on now.
if God says right, if God says left is right for me.
You really don't want to do that. Because now
I'm-
you're going to say slavery is okay. But the host wants us to move on.
God did not say
Okay.
slavery was okay, so I can say
Leviticus
slavery
25,
was
44
okay.
to 46, but the
Let's
host
be
said to move
together,
on.
please. Let's existentialists. Hello, existentialists.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
please.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
How are you?
where this is going to? Hey, please, come on, guys.
Can we
Okay.
also
Extension was
talk,
next.
please?
Existentialists. Hello, existentialists. All right, authenticated. You said you know God exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to have a conversation with existentialists.
Hey, but listen, let me introduce myself first, right? I don't follow a religion because religion is man-made, right? And everything that is written is made by man. So, okay, that's clear,
You
right?
said you know there is a creator.
Exactly.
All
I
right.
know what
How do
is
you
the
know?
word of God. Hmm?
So how do you know?
Because of your name, existence. Existence is
fuck?
the creator God.
Do you know
You know
what
that's not
has
his
nothing to
name,
do.
right?
Wait, do you know what his
Existence has
name
nothing
means?
to do with.
No,
I
but
see existence.
wait, existentialist. I don't think he knows what your name means.
Okay, my apologize. I thought his name was existence. My apologize.
Okay, because that
So
doesn't mean what you
existence.
think it is.
So the creator God is very simple. It's very logic. The creator God is existence because without existence, nobody and nothing exists, right? So how far are we going to go back with the telescope? How far can you go back?
Yeah, you don't go
accurate
back with a
results?
telescope. You see distance. not
Atheist
time.
card.
No, but
Atheist card. Can I?
But you
Yeah,
understand
no,
what
you
I'm
have this
saying?
one. You have this one. He called you out.
Yeah.
Existence.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Okay. So
Okay.
existence itself has nothing to do with God's claim. You know that, right? Like the fact that everything
I
exists has
say,
nothing to do whatsoever.
existence. I say existence is the creator God. What can you do
Can you
about that?
demonstrate? Can you demonstrate that? Can you demonstrate that existence itself is God? Because what you are saying doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean it don't
How?
make any sense? Tell me what.
Yeah, like
why
how
existence?
is
You tell me.
existence
Explain.
itself God?
Explain to me that how it cannot make any sense. Tell me.
Okay, before we move forward, so I need to know
I want an
the agent
explanation.
of this God.
I want an
What agent?
explanation. I don't want
Yeah.
it blah 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 blah. Explain to me why it don't make any sense.
This God, the God that you are talking about, that you are claiming that it is existence, does he have any personality? Does he have a mind of its own?
What
Does he
kind
have
of
any
personality?
intentionality?
What is
Yeah,
its
does he have an
name?
intentionality? Does he have
What do you
personality?
mean with personality?
What
What do
is
you
it?
mean with
What
personality?
is its name? What is the name of the God?
What is the name? I'm not talking about a biblical God. I'm talking about existence. Or do you don't get what existence means? Do
So
you don't know
according
what
to your words,
existence means?
authentic, you are just giving existence a name. You are just saying existence is God. That doesn't say anything. It doesn't. It is so empty. There's nothing we
Okay,
can do
then
with
tell
it. It
me.
is useless.
Tell
It doesn't
me.
make any
God
sense.
is
You
Tell
are
me.
just
Okay.
changing
No.
the name of existence to God.
Hold
It
on.
doesn't make any sense.
Hold on.
God is
Tell
existence.
me what's nonsense about existence. Tell me what's nonsense about it.
Existence.
How is existence God? You don't share it. What is going on here?
You understand, man? So this is the thing, okay? You are equating existence to God. You are saying existence as we know it equals God. It's like you are just giving existence another name. You are just saying, okay, this is existence, and I decide to call it God. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make any sense. Or unless you want to make an additional claim that this existence that we know, that you and I know of, maybe you want to make an additional claim about it. Probably it is conscious, or maybe it has a mind, or maybe it is aware. You know what I mean? Or maybe like existence itself is like aware on its own. Or if you are not making any additional claim, apart from the fact that you and I know about existence, then your claim is useless. There's nothing we can do with it. It doesn't make any sense. You understand? You get
can
me,
do
authentic?
nothing without existence. Believe me. But
Oh
you
my
don't
God.
get it. But you don't get it.
Here's the
And that's
question.
the whole point.
So what is
You
the
guys-
definition of
you-
your God?
you
Like does your
guys-
God have, like, does this God that you are talking about, this existence that you are talking about, does he have a mind of, is it aware that it even exists? Like, does this existence that you are talking about knows anything? Does he have a mind of its own? Is it controlling anything? That's just what I want to know. Or not?
Existence create life. Do you get it?
No,
Does it have a mind?
no.
Existence create life.
Wait a minute.
Because
Wait a minute.
without
Does
existence,
existence choose to make life?
existence create life.
Right. That's not what I asked. Does it
What
choose it?
you are saying doesn't make any sense. The reason why
When you
I say it
say-
doesn't make any sense
When
is
you,
that
hold on.
existence-
Hold on.
so, see,
hold on,
existence
let me
is a symbolic
answer,
word.
Let me answer. If you gonna ask me, did existence choose? That means you talk about that existence have a mind like you and I, right? But we don't create life. We make life. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
You don't make life. You're wrong. No one makes life. as far as we
make,
know.
Sorry,
you
guys.
make
Sorry.
babies.
How do you mean no one makes
Guys,
life?
You make
Guys,
babies, but
guys,
do,
please,
you
guys,
don't
please.
create
Please,
life.
let me,
Host is
please,
talking.
guys, let me just make a
Right?
very quick comment. Somebody said, Carries said, that picture behind me isn't God, right? Just to let me know, this is not God. Because Carries knows what God looks like, right? So Carries,
That's not what she said.
I
Hey,
would like,
listen, I don't want to talk with
how
people
It's just
that
saying it's
can
not
you
God.
guys
know
please
how
let
God
me at
looks
least
like.
talk? Can I just at least get my point across? So, Ceres or Ceres, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I would like you to provide what God looks like, because when I go on Google and I type the word God, right, images like this pop up. This is what you would find, right, for this God. In fact, I'm going to do a quick a screen grab now of my search when I type the word God. So you can see. So, but if you say this is not God, please, I would like to see what God looks like. Yeah. So please, bring us a photo, whatever you've got for this God. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, gentlemen.
Okay.
Well, I want to
So
make
you
sure one
finish
thing
with
is
me
clear.
and,
I want to make sure one thing
are
is
you finished?
absolutely clear to every single person on the panel, and I do it myself, and she knows it. If you see or hear the host talking, you shut up. We all shut
Hey,
up.
atheist.
No.
Atheist, are we
Did you
finished
hear
talking?
what I said?
No, I'm asking something because you're
No.
going to go.
Stop talking for a moment. And did you
But
hear
are
what
we
I said?
finished
When she is
talking?
talking, just stop talking for a moment. Seriously.
But,
When
but are we
she is,
finished talking? Then I'm
you
going to
need
go.
to stop
because you're
talking
gonna
for a
go.
moment. When the
Huh?
host talks, when you see her talking, you have to stop talking. I stop talking. I talk more than pretty much anyone on these panels. I stop talking. It's her life.
But are
When
we
she's
finished talking?
you're quiet. Do we understand
But-
this, everyone?
No, but are we finished talking? Because
Do
I know.
we understand this? Yes or no?
But are we finished talking? That's what I want to
It
know.
doesn't matter to what I just said.
It matters
It's
to me
important because
time-
you kept interrupting.
I'm not interrupting. I'm asking something. Are we finished talking, atheists?
I think
Yes.
everybody's talking. In fact, you know what? I think everybody's done talking to you, and we can move on to the next person.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a
So
good night.
yeah, so back to your authentic. If the God that you are referring to is, if you are saying existence is God,
It's
then
gone, it's
your
gone.
claim is, then your claim is useless. Okay.
Yes.
Then like your claim is useless and you don't even know what you are talking about. It's like you are just okay.
Yes, gone. It's
Like
okay.
it's like you seeing something, like you seeing like a, I don't know, like a house or something, like a tree or nature. You are just saying nature is God, and so what do I want to use that claim for? If what you are saying is that the nature that you and I know equals to God, it's like you are just changing the name of nature to God. It doesn't do anything. If the nature that you and I know doesn't make sense.
Parents, I'm still waiting for what God looks like, right? I'm still waiting, but I'm going to show you when you type God, and this is for all Black folks. If you're a Black person, this is very important for you. Very important. So when you type the word God, yeah, this is what comes up. Things like this come up. I've not seen a Black God, but these are the images that come up, right? These are the images you find when you type God. You can do it yourself. Go and check for yourself. Yeah? Go and check for yourself. These are the images that you will find. Yeah? Things like this is what you will find. You'll not find a God that looks like you. You will not find a God that looks like you. All of them look nothing like you. So when someone comes and says, that is not God, if you know what God looks like, please provide the evidence. Thank you. Worship a God that looks nothing like you. cannot relate to you. Was brought to you by the people that God looks like. He looks like the people that brought him to you. So you're welcome, God bless. So anyway, we got this gentleman, Siloman, and Soma. Soma, where are you there, Soma? Hey, Akara, I greet you. Greetings. Siloman, are you there? Silo, you were speaking earlier on.
Yes, Siloam is here.
Hey, you say you're a Christian, have you?
Yes.
Aha, right. Have a conversation with Soma.
Okay.
Soma,
Let me know what he believes and let's talk.
Soma. If Soma is not there, you can speak to Mr. Agnostic. Mr. Agnostic?
Hello.
Okay, hello.
Are you Christian? Are you
Yes,
Christian?
I am. Yes, I am a Christian.
Why?
Because I believe in the death, resurrection, and the return of Jesus. Perusia.
What evidence do you have for the resurrection of Jesus?
Historical evidence,
From
scientific
where?
evidence.
Which science? Let's start from historical evidence. Which history book does it say Jesus resurrected?
We have historians
Like who?
in the 2nd century AD who wrote about it.
Okay.
Second century. How
and,
many years ago
second
was
century
that
AD.
from Jesus?
What?
How many years apart was that from Jesus' proposed death?
When we say 2nd century AD, we talk about the first and second 400 and 200 years after Jesus. From that time,
100 and 200 years.
Agnostic, I just want to ask. I'm a historian. If you need to tag me in for historical research or anything, let me know.
Yeah, I don't mind. So 100 years after, by who were people that were there to actually see that he actually resurrected? Who saw that?
Now,
were those historians that wrote about it, were they also Christian?
some of them were not Christians, some were
Like who?
Christians. When you talk about Josephus, for example,
Josephus never claimed just resurrected.
Josephus, for example.
Did he claim just resurrected?
He claimed the existence of Jesus.
But he never said Jesus resurrected.
Prove to me that he didn't say so.
Exactly.
Mr. Atheist Cat, quickly respond to that for me, please.
No problem at all.
Maybe when the panel is moving.
No, why are you bringing in someone else to the conversation?
Oh, because
you should answer
I'm
me.
not an historian.
We're all part
but
of the conversation.
Hold on, Silo.
No.
So Atheist Cat has already said that he is a historian.
Okay.
He is quite knowledgeable with this particular subject. Okay, what you're
Okay.
talking about right now.
So the
Okay.
first
I'm fine with
question,
biology, but when it comes to history, I rather not stick my head into
Right.
what I do not fully understand. So
Okay, so
Atheist
that
Cat can
means
help
I
to you.
can also call up somebody.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
fine.
you
It's
got
fine.
historian
As
just
long as
want
we're
to
not
understand-
arguing
I just
or
want to understand
being
I just want to
disorderly.
understand the rules of the dialogue.
Well, no,
As I'm
Yeah.
saying this.
it's because
Yeah.
you're specifically bringing up something I am skilled in.
No problem. Go
So-
ahead, please. It is
So when you bring up Josephus, are you bringing up book 18 or book 20? And there he goes off the app because I know he hasn't actually read it.
Now,
But Atheist Cat, but it's a definite conclusion that Josephus never mentioned anything about just resurrection, right?
He never mentioned the who has. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's just wait for him to do his thing, so we don't have like
Yes.
cross things going.
Close,
Okay.
you're still here. Close. If you still would like to engage in conversation, yeah, I would like you to actually engage in conversation with someone here. Yeah,
oh,
Close. Since you're still here.
all right.
Yeah. Okay. Just hang on. Silo has gone.
Yeah, maybe he's going to go get his historian. Well, like two pets being put, like two Pokemon being called out to go against each other. I choose you, Historian. Anyways.
Yeah, hello, I'm still here.
Yes,
I'm still
great.
with
So
you.
which
I
one
didn't
would
go
you want to
away.
bring up? Which one are you bringing
So
up? 18
answer
or
me
20?
as what the question is. Can you prove that Josephus did not
Right.
talk
I'm
about
asking you,
Jesus?
which book are you referencing, sir? Book 18 or book 20?
Which
Let me,
of
let me just,
Josephus
how
is
can you
final?
expect him to, bro? He's not an
I read
historian. So
Josephus generally.
you using the
I read
fact that you
Josephus
are a
generally
historian.
online, not a particular
Close,
book.
close,
Because
hold on.
I
Josephus
get
Sorry,
the
sorry,
answers
sorry.
that I'm
Hold on.
asking.
several things
Close,
about
hold on.
Jesus. So
Hold
not
on.
just one book.
If you're
Yeah.
going to mention Josephus, I'm sure what it is that is asking for are the annals, right?
No, that would be Tacitus.
So that's
Josephus would be Antiquities of the Jews, or
the
Testimony
Antiquities.
or
Okay,
Testimonium
sorry, my bad,
Tiberius.
my bad.
Right. So it's a collection of books, and the only two books that you can even make a closer reference that there could be Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus Christ, is in book 18 or book 20. So when I'm asking you which one you're referencing, I want to be able so I can pull up the text and show you why there's an error. See, the problem I have sometimes, and Salome is showing it, is I think the first thing you have to do if you're going to try to bring up text as references is to have read the text.
Exactly. That's why I didn't bring up.
Tap on this. It's okay. Go on. Go on, Mr. Agnostic.
I don't bring up things I do not fully understand. I rather stick with what I know. I use logic, common sense. But when it comes to history, if you don't know history, don't bring it up. Like I don't go into something I do not understand. That's just the simple truth. So yeah.
I didn't say I cannot
say
prove
this?
it.
Wait, one second, Silo. Please. The reason why we do these live streams is
Yes.
our people have been lied to for long enough. We are tired of it. We are tired of it. In Nigeria, if you look at the divide, how religion is divided, it is a disgrace. It is a big disgrace that in Nigeria you have 50%, 50-something% of the population following the God from the Arabs. 48% of the population following the God from Judea. Less than 2% are the others. These are religions that were imported. We know how these religions were imported into Nigeria, right? And now look what has happened. They can't even, I'm not a believer in anything, yeah? But they demonize the gods that were by their own people, the gods from their own land. They demonize those and say it is God or it is the other one. It is God or the other one they call Allah. Is it Allah and then God? No, at some point we need to ask questions. Why are you worshiping the God? I told you, type God in Google, go and type. You see what to come now. You won't see any God that looks like you. You can't find any God that looks like you, folks. The God looks like the people that created it. Crazy, man, crazy.
Do you want me to respond to that?
Go ahead.
Do you want me to respond to that?
Yes, please, if
Now,
you want to respond.
I think there's a confusion here, and the confusion is the fact that there are many layers of this confusion, and I wanted us to take it little by little, layer by layer, but you see, I don't also want to be ambushed, into a spot, and I can't talk.
You won't be ambushed.
So, but I wanted us to take it step by
How are you
step.
being ambushed, sir?
But let me respond to what you are saying, Afro-atheist, before I get back to atheist cat and Mr. Agnostic.
Yes.
Can we hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you talk about God, in every religion, the three religions you mentioned, African traditional religion, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, believe that there is a supreme being.
Okay.
They believe there's a supreme being. For example, in African traditional religion, there are 5 beliefs. okay, believe in ancestors, believe in divinity, believe in magic and medicine, believe in the supreme being. Tops, you know, what's it called? Their belief system.
Which African
Islam
spirituality?
believes in the.
Sorry,
I'm coming, man.
Which African spirituality? Which country's version of African?
Nigerian African traditional religion.
But there's not only one now. There are different ones.
All the African traditional religion in Nigeria, indigenous African traditional religion, believes in these 5 things I just mentioned. Yes, they believe in these 5 things I mentioned. We are talking about Nigeria now because you referenced Nigeria.
What is Nigeria, the African traditional religion? Because nothing like that existed.
Hold on, let me respond to her.
Don't interrupt, please.
Can I say, Silo?
Yes.
You see, Akara Ogun, he is an expert in the Yoruba traditions. Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Am I right, Akara? He is an expert in the Yoruba tradition. So this is why I'm asking you to be specific when you say African traditions, right?
Yoruba.
So he is an expert when it comes to the Yoruba
beautiful
pantheon. Okay.
Beautiful. So in the Yoruba African traditional religion specifically believes in these 5 things I just mentioned. Okay. Now, top of these 5 things is the belief in the supreme being. He can prove me wrong. Now, the Islamic religion also believe in the supreme being.
Can I prove you wrong before you move on?
Oh yeah, go on, please.
So what are the 5 things you said the Yoruba people believe in?
Okay, number 1, they believe in ancestors.
Do you believe in your ancestors, or is your ancestors is fact?
You just asked me what to mention the 5 things.
Okay, go on.
Pushing me again.
Go ahead.
Can you just be patient?
Okay, sir.
Okay, they believe in ancestors. They believe in divinities. They believe in magic and medicine. They believe in the supreme being. And I'm trying to remember the 5th one now. You know, now these are their 5 belief systems. Did I mention magic and medicine?
Yes.
You just sum everything up in your brain. You don't know.
No, don't say I don't know.
It's better to accept.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I studied African traditional religion, especially Yoruba.
There's nothing called African traditional religion. Just like there's not religion, Islam. Islam is not ancient.
No.
Wait,
that means you are not an expert. If you say this, that means you are not an expert.
Africa was created by Europeans. It has no traditions.
Hold on, sir. You are not an expert if you say this one. Can I talk, please? Don't ambush me. Can I talk?
Nobody's ambushing you.
Hold on now.
Brother, let me make my statement.
But
nobody's ambushing you.
It's
just a conversation for you to know what you're saying is wrong. Number 1, Africa is created by the Europeans, so it has no tradition. Number 2, Nigeria is created by the British. It's not indigenous tradition. So anything that is created by British colonization has no identity. Anything that has no identity has no tradition.
Hello, listen.
Can I just pitch in?
You understand?
Can I just pitch in?
What you are saying doesn't have context. Hold on, sir. What you are saying doesn't have context, because if you are talking like that, you are just trying to use semantics here to define what we are doing. We believe that there is Africa. We believe that there are indigenous religion of the African people. So you cannot say this. You are saying. That's why I say you are not an expert, because I studied. I have a bachelor's degree in this, so I know what I'm talking about. So I was taught by top professors, okay, that believe in African traditional religion. So coming here to say in the public that there's nothing like that is bullshit.
Quick question. It's bullshit. As an outsider, I did have a question.
Can I talk now? That's why Afro-atheists, that's why I said these things are in layer.
Can I say something?
If you don't, what you say, you don't know about it.
That vessel of dishonor.
Okay.
Can I say something, please?
Who said that?
I wish can just move step by step.
Okay. Hold on.
Can I go on?
Yes.
So I wish you can take it step by step, deal with one issue, remove it, now we are jumping from the issue of Jesus was not a reality, it was not mentioned by Josephus. We are back to African traditional religion. Somebody is saying it doesn't exist. I think most of the people that are talking here are not really professionals in what they do. what they claim they know.
don't do
Yes,
that.
that's what I think. That's what I
Okay.
think. Because
Yeah,
I was
we-
to go
Now
back
you're
to
bringing
80
me
stats
into
and
it.
read, hello, sir.
No,
80 stats.
stop.
I was
Now
going
you're
to
bringing
read
me
some
into
things from
No,
the
wait,
antiquities.
wait.
Hold on now.
Just hold on.
I was to read to you some things from the antiquities, of Josephus, to show to you lines where Josephus referred to this, but you are denying that it doesn't exist. So
That's
someone
to
again
which
is saying
book?
that
Tell me,
African
18 or
traditional
20?
religion doesn't exist.
No, tell me
So
which
I don't
book.
understand.
He
So
asked
can we
you.
just sit down and
I
and
asked
deal
you
with it?
which book.
Silo, he asked you to name the book where this is mentioned.
And I was just talking about it. You all jumped from it.
Okay,
Wonderful.
go on and tell him. Tell
Stick
him.
with this.
Yes,
Which
I was
book are
talking.
you
I was talking
referencing?
about
18 or 20?
collections. Hello. Josephus wrote, I think, 3 books or something like that. But I was
The
talking
book
about
you're referencing is
Essex.
Antiquity of the Jews.
Oh,
Antiquity of the Jews is a bunch of books.
Hold on.
He's speaking. Just let him. Please just let him. He was just let him say it.
So the collection of his writings, the collection of his writings, I think they're in about 3 volumes. I can't remember now. It has been long I studied this thing. But I was going to read some of his writings to you. Yeah, if I had been patient to take it step by step. I'll read some. You'll see where Josephus mentioned this, where Josephus mentioned this. Then we can move to the next thing. Because I was going to start with the Bible as a tradition, because that's why I joined. Some people were saying, okay, the Bible is not real and everything. And I was wondering, you understand me? What first attracted me was God just I was wondering. So can we take
Just
this step by
read
step?
the text. Just read the text.
From just
Yes. It's either going to be book 18
Just the
or
text,
book
that's
20.
If you leave the live, we can't hear you. If you leave the live, we can't hear
Right.
you. So
Hey Afro. Hi
Hey.
everybody.
Hey, Vessel.
Can't hear you, Afro.
Hey,
Where is
Silo,
she?
we can.
I sent you the link. I saw your name. Vessel of the Son. It was there.
No, but it's not.
So I thought that
They've completely restricted this account, as in gone.
but you said midnight,
I think-
right?
Yeah, but I think what saved me was the fact that I was live when they enforced the restriction. So I was just talking to Chicago right now. He was looking into it for me, and he said to me, it's like your account is gone. And I said, but I can still go live and everything. He's like, well, I don't know what's happening. So he was calling the people, asking them to have a look, and then he's told me what to
I
delete
think
and
you
stuff like that.
get it back. I think you get it back.
Yeah, hopefully. But I think someone's going and reporting my posts.
Oh,
Even the
no.
posts, the innocent posts, were restricted. People are just hateful.
So, Mr. Silo, are you here? Or are you gone?
He's still looking at the stuff he supposedly read and has ready.
Okay.
I already have the 2 possible ones up and ready.
All right.
So how's everybody? Because,
Class, what is it doing?
hang time now.
Yeah, to my friend Atheist Cat here, who asked me about who tried to prove that God cannot be the all good God, and because of him choosing this method and that method to carry about whatever he wanted to do. Now, as much as I stand here and say I cannot prove that there are better methods of
You're
God.
hearing me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
he's
he's
back.
No,
back.
we're not hearing you.
He's
Right.
back.
I was reading passages.
We told you we
in his
cannot hear you
antiquities.
if you're off the app.
Oh, sorry.
So
Okay, I
all
think
you have
that's
to do
the issue.
is, could you kindly tell me, is it the reference to James, the brother of so-called Christ, or is it the one where he talks about Jesus being a white teacher?
Where he wrote about the disciples of Jesus did not abandon him, after he resurrected. After he was killed, sorry. After he was crucified.
Wait a minute,
Okay.
Josephus.
Right, exactly.
Josephus referred to the crucifixion. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, but it never said he
Okay,
resurrected
wait a minute.
though.
That must be he's
the
referencing the
question now.
Interpolation.
What? I
So
didn't
you're
hear that.
referencing 18.
I was referencing what?
What you're going to be referencing then is 18.
I'm referencing what he wrote in his Antiquities.
Right. That would be from 18. Now, when you read the text, did you actually read the text or did you read somebody else telling you about the text?
I'm reading the text to you.
Okay, great. So if you read the section before and the section after, what was it talking about?
I didn't read the full section to you. I read the parts that refer to
Right,
the
because that's
crucifixion
part
of
of the
Jesus.
problem. Right, that's part of the problem. Because when you read this text,
Okay, can you bring out
Josephus is- I'm
that text you're
explaining
talking
why.
about? Bring
I'm
out the text you're
explaining why
referring
there's a
to
problem.
that denied
This
that
is not-
Josephus did not write
I'll wait
about
until you're
the
done
resurrection of
talking
Jesus.
over me because I'm trying to explain.
Okay,
the
sorry
historical
about that.
information.
Sorry about that, please. Sorry.
Right. As somebody who studied this stuff, you know what an interpolation is, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's what this is. And we can show it from many different ways.
No, I don't believe
First
that.
off, I'm going to explain, and I can actually cite Professor of Linguistics at Cambridge Mellon University, Paul Hopper, who does a wonderful piece on this, explaining all the reasons. But let's go over a few of them.
Okay.
One, when we look at this text, the beginning part and the last part, all talking about this trials, tribulations, and horrors that are happening to the Jewish people. Then
Yeah.
it breaks into this very unusual praise of Jesus. The analogy I always use, if anybody's ever seen the movie Schindler's List, it's like watching Schindler's List, and then all of a sudden, in the darkest, most horrible section, suddenly it stops, and the music from Grease, I usually use the hand jive. They all break out into the hand jive, and then they all stop and go right back to this horrible stuff. Or you could use suddenly it stops and they sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's jarring. It's unusual. The wordage that he uses for Jesus and describing of Jesus is found no other place in any other reference in the text. The wordage that is used there is actually in the 2nd century language of Jesus, wonderful teacher, and stuff like that. That is a later version of Jesus when you take a look at the, okay, that's gone.
Gone.
Ye left.
Okay.
But did he mention any? He doesn't mention anywhere that says just resurrected. I don't get where the conclusion comes from. I don't know.
This section is very Christian heavy. It's basically the Christian story of Jesus, talking about how he's a wonderful teacher and all this stuff. And it's in this weird section, but the main parts of it is also the Latin's wrong. The Latin in this text, that section, the verb usage is incorrect. The verb usage is of a later version of Latin, not the Latin that being used during the time of Josephus. It's one of the reasons why we see this and consider it an interpolation. Something that probably added around the 2nd to 4th century, someplace around there.
Yeah,
let me ask.
Sorry, Klaus. What's one more question to you, guys? But my question is like, where did he draw out the idea that it mentioned Jesus resurrected? That's my question.
Well, for this section, for this specific section, I can read the text. This is what it says in this section. About this time lived Jesus, a wise man, if indeed one ought to call him a man. For he was a achiever of extraordinary deeds and was a teacher of those who accepted the truth gladly. He won over many Jews and many of the Greeks. He was the Messiah. When he was indicted by the principal men among us and Pilate condemned him to be crucified, those who have come to love him originally did not cease to do so. For he appeared to them on the 3rd day, restored to life, as the prophets of the deity have foretold. These and countless other marvelous things about him, and the tribes of Christians, so named after him, has not disappeared to this day.
Oh,
Well, that's it right
Yeah,
there, isn't it?
But this section is undoubtedly
not him.
considered an interpolation.
You said it's undoubtedly what?
An interpolation. It means it was added to the text later.
Later,
by someone
I've
not
heard of
the
that
author.
before, yeah.
And there are so many ways, including
So-
the fact that this section, this piece, is never referenced by any Christian father until the 4th century, ever.
So the fact that it was added later is why you say it's not
It's
part
not
of
from
it.
Yeah,
him.
because he was dead.
Well, it's not from him.
It's not from him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask, I was going to ask this question. So if we find out, if we discover text that talks about Jesus before his death, and also text that talks about Jesus after his death.
Do you have such text that we can examine?
I'm saying if.
If doesn't do anything for me, and I don't do ifs when it comes to history.
My goodness.
No, sir.
I was
you don't
about to
even
ask a
understand.
question.
I
It's a
don't do
question.
ifs when it comes to historical information.
I see.
It's
Well,
kind of why I'm a historian. I don't do if this.
You're a historian. Get
Okay,
the fuck out of here,
as
bro.
a historian, what do you make of?
Now he
this is
lies and
aside
says he's a
from-
historian when he went to community college for freaking science.
Bro, don't
I
even move it.
didn't.
Mr. Historian,
Yes,
what?
sir.
Since you study history
And also, just call me Caps.
copy that. I just want to ask you what you make of historical texts that predict events thousands of years, and those events thousands of years later have been
Cool.
proven.
Show me a single text that predicts in specific terms, names, dates, such like that, and not vague poetry that can be interpreted to fit events later.
Oh, now your problem is the specifics of
no,
it.
sir,
Like,
that's exactly how
Yeah.
it works.
oh my stars.
That's how it works.
That's
Oh,
how it
my
works. That's what prophecy is. It needs to be specific.
So
And
if a
only
prophecy
fulfilled by
says
that specific event.
if a prophecy says 200 years from now, but it doesn't say on the 20th of
Which
May,
event?
this
Name
and
the
that.
event. Give me the text. Let's look at the event.
If a prophecy says that and
Give me
it
the
just says
text and
200
we'll look
years
at
from
it.
now.
Because once again, Klaus, you're doing
But
what ifs. Give me
when you
specifics.
say this, being a historian, when you
Klaus,
say this and then you go look at
Klaus,
scripts.
Give me specifics. Don't give me vague.
Can I finish?
Yeah, well, good night. I have to go to bed now. I have stuff to do tomorrow.
Klaus, I'm just going to
Bye.
ask.
Yes,
Are
Katz,
you
let
going
me
to
give you
me a
specifics.
specific text?
Let me give you
Let me go
specifics.
ahead. Are you going to give me a specific text?
God is real.
Okay, I don't know why you're
Thank you.
talking, little child, but you need to be off the live. That's a
God is
child.
real. God is real. God
That's
is
a
real.
child.
God is,
We need to remove
God
him from
is
the live,
real.
please.
God is
That's a
real.
child, folks. UFC
God
is a child.
is
We need to remove him from the
real.
live. I'll keep
God
talking
is
over him so
real.
we don't
God
get
is
hit.
real.
Mods,
God is
please
real.
remove
God
him
is
from the
real.
live because it's a child
God is
and we
real.
don't want to get hit for anything.
It's
Thank you.
done. It's done.
Now, Klaus,
I
I'm just going to ask you.
Get it
Mhm.
on. That boy has been here. He was here yesterday. Again, I blocked that account and he's coming today with a different one. He comes here every single day.
Okay. Klaus, I'm just going to ask you. Are you going to actually give me specific text or are you going to be vague?
Specific test, one of the specific tests.
Right. Could you give me the specific text, please?
All right, give me a minute to type it up real quick.
Sure.
The specific text would be in the book of Psalms when they talked about when it's
Now,
written
give me the
about.
actual verses then.
Okay. Which passage?
Also, I point out Psalms are not predictive text; they are just stories. But we'll see what he says.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem. And of course, if any of the others want to jump in as soon as he gets it, if you know it before I do or want to jump in, please jump in. Don't let me be the voice hog here.
And we've got spaces for 3 people, so we can bring up people that we're requesting earlier on. Let's see, graphics spots. Silo is back.
Oh, that's good.
Silo is back.
Well, since Paul is still doing his thing, son, did you hear what I said about the reference to Jesus?
Oh, sorry, I missed it. You know, my power for my data went off, so I just powered it now. I'm charging it.
Sure.
So I'm really sorry I missed your
No
references.
problem.
But what you were talking about was that it was an interpolation. If
Correct.
I get you, good.
Correct. There's a lot of
Now,
different ways we know this.
Yes, you know that it was interpolated. I refuse to accept that.
Okay,
because
so could you tell me the reasoning
historical
I gave? Wait a minute,
documents.
Tommy, hold.
Okay.
If you're going to refuse it, I would like your historical analysis of why it's not an interpolation. And not just feelings.
Okay, now can you give me, now I'll throw that to you because you are the historian here. Okay, I'm a theologian.
No. If you're saying if you disagree, you must produce reasons why you disagree.
I understand dialogue.
There is an interpolation.
Yes. I understand dialogue. So I'm going by the rules of dialogue here. Okay, and if you claim a thing, you have to prove it.
Exactly.
Do you understand me?
Good.
Now I'm asking him to prove because he's saying it's an interpolation.
No, I did.
Not written. Hold on, sir. That it was not written in any of Josephus' documents that Jesus was a living person that lived. That's what he's been claiming. If I had, because I've been hearing him since before I came in. Now I'm now saying it should show in Josephus' writing where Josephus, which is an historian we respect a lot in the field of Christian theology, wrote that Jesus never existed. Can you show us, because you are the historian? And that would just settle it.
Wait a minute, did you just ask me to show what Josephus said he didn't exist?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Wait a minute. Did Josephus write that Zeus didn't exist?
We're talking about Jesus here. We're not talking about Zeus.
But the thing is, you're using a falsehood. You're saying because he didn't say he didn't exist, he must have existed. That's not how it works. We're looking at what he wrote. I'm trying to explain. We're looking at what he wrote.
Okay.
Now, you stated that you don't believe that the text in Antiquities 1863 is not an interpolation. I can show it is. Would you like me to show you how?
Let's take it away from the argument on interpolation because it's going to take time. So what I'm saying, we should do to save time.
Are you in a rush? Wait a minute. So are you in a rush?
It is cut. We have a lot of people here. We don't have all day.
Because
now I'm looking for a quick fix to this issue.
Wonderful.
I'm looking for a quick fix.
Hold on, one moment. Ladies and gentlemen, who's been watching this whole time, which one of us has taken so long to find the text he says definitely shows that Josephus said Jesus existed, took a long time to find it, finally brought it up, went away because of not reasons of his own, after I've already started to explain why it's an interpolation, and now that we're back, he wants to move on from it because, quote, we don't have time.
You are quoting me wrong, okay? What I'm saying is this: there's a faster route. There's a faster route to this whole thing.
Oh, now
okay. And the faster route is for you. It is cut, okay, to show us one writing, one sentence from Josephus, okay.
Before you do that, can you please
Jesus
explain why
did
it is
not
an interpolation?
exist.
I'm interested in that, please.
Interested in
I'm
what?
interested to know.
Do you know what?
And what do you guys mean by interpolation, please?
Okay.
What does that mean?
No problem. I think
something like an inferred meaning. You just carry something.
He's going to actually ask the historian here.
Yeah.
So an interpolation is something that is discovered to be written by someone else after the author. We know it wasn't written by the author, usually at a different time or date. And there's different ways we can tell that. For this specific text, we can tell this from the placement, wordage, improper tense of language, the usage of terminology that is used to describe Jesus that wasn't around at the time period, followed up by the fact that this text was never mentioned by any church father until the 3rd century. Now, I can go through all this. I can give you the paper by Professor Paul Harper from Cambridge Mellon University, who's a professor in linguistics, who lays out the problems with the language text. Now, Salam here says I'm wrong. Please show me where I'm wrong. Pick a section and we'll discuss it.
Okay, so I think someone said she's interested in finding out if there was an interpolation here. So I think it will be a long distance. And if you have a chance,
No,
we can
we
go
got
through. We
time,
can go
and
through.
it
Hold
was
on, hold on.
asked.
We
He
can go
just
through
explained it.
Josephus's writings.
He just
We can read
explained it
through.
though.
We
Did you
can
not?
read
Did you
through
not understand
Josephus's
his
writings.
explanation? Did
No,
you
no,
not
no. We can
understand
read
his
through. We can.
explanation just now?
Okay, you have gotten the explanation. Okay, but if you want to prove
Yes,
that
but we
Josephus
can go
actually
through we
wrote
can go through all of the writings. It's not a problem. We can look
beautiful,
at
beautiful.
Tacitus as well.
Now,
Yes,
it's a simple
no
thing.
worries.
It's a simple thing. Just go to Wikipedia, for example. Okay.
The fuck? You did not just say
hold on,
Wikipedia.
hold on,
Wikipedia,
hold
are
on,
you for
hold
real?
on, hold on.
Wikipedia?
Yes.
Wow.
Go to Wikipedia, for example, and type on Josephus on Jesus. Okay. And it will bring up everything Josephus said about Jesus. Not
Yes, I know.
interpolated. Not interpolated now. Everything
Really?
is said about Jesus.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I want to make sure
Hold on now.
So wait a
hold
minute.
on.
This I love this. I love this. Hold on. Watch this. Hold on a second, folks. Let's use him against himself. Let's see, because I know this one, because if we pull this up and we bring up Josephus on Jesus, and we scroll down, testimony of Vilnius, really, here we go. And here we go. Bingo. So, the section, 3 perspectives on authenticity. We have some, for example, like Paul Mazur, who says it's entirely authentic, has authentic material about Jesus, but Christian interpolations exist in some parts, or it's entirely a Christian forgery. Those are the 3 positions that are offered using Wikipedia. Now, when we take a look at it, we take a look and we can scroll down to, let's see, where's the section about it? Here we go. Arguments for presence of Christian interpolations. And we're going to go specifically to, here we go. All right. While early scholars considered the testimony to be total forgery, the majority of modern scholars, including myself, consider it partially authentic despite some clear Christian interpolations of the text. Arguments surrounding the authenticity of testimony fall into 2 categories. Now, this is going to be about whether or not it's a whole a forgery. I do not believe it is.
Okay.
But I will say, when you take a look at specific sections, we can take a look at, where's the one for this one? Okay, here we go. Christian phraseology. For one of the key internal arguments against the complete authenticity of testimonium is that it's clear to the conclusion of Christian phraseology strongly indicates the presence of some interpolations. For instance, the phrases, if it's lawful to call him a man, suggest that Jesus was more than human and likely a Christian interpolation. Some scholars have attempted to reconstruct the original testimonium, but others contend that attempts to disseminate the passage into Josephian and non-Josephian elements are inherently circular. When you go through this, and you go through it, and here's a little tip for those who don't know how to use Wikipedia. At the end of these things, the little footnotes, because you should never use Wikipedia as the source. You use the footnotes. For the example of the one about the phrase "be lawful for a man," you click that gets you to number 49, which is, where did it just go? Sorry, there's a lot of text on this one. Here we go. This would be Robert Van Vust, who wrote Jesus Outside the New Testament, an introduction to the ancient evidence. There's that one from 2000. There's also one from 2003, just Josephus, that he wrote as well. Jesus in History, Thought, and Culture, Encyclopedia. You want to go to the actual sources. Now, so you stated that if we go to Wikipedia, it's going to say that I'm wrong.
Definitely.
Could you tell me on Wikipedia, I'm on the site right now, which section am I wrong on? What does
now you see, you seem to focus, okay, for example, when we talk about, the testimonium, you seem to focus on the few parts that some scholars feel there was an interpolation. But you are shying away from the fact of the larger body of work that Josephus did.
Which one? Are you talking about book 20?
I'm talking about this testimony of Flavianum now.
Right. It has more than
now,
one
hold on.
book.
Let's take this one. Let's take this one, then move to something else. Hello, let's take this one and move to something else. Now, because you also, when you talk about the footnotes, I'll show you the sources where the materials come from. Okay? And when you talk about the footnotes, you mentioned some scholars that wrote about the existence, the life, the proof that Jesus Christ existed. We can't, like I said, we can't start reading all these things. The argument here is not about interpolation. The arguments here refute interpolation, just like you wrote something now. You wrote about 5 pages or something, and somebody, or you brought in someone's comments or someone's belief or your own subjective belief. We will now say, okay, are you saying we will now cancel the old historical documents you wrote because of that your subjective belief that you brought in, or you feel somebody brought in the future, which is interpolation? That's what interpolation is. Now, if that is not the case, you are not saying that Josephus did not say Jesus exists, then what is this argument about? So you see that the argument doesn't hold water. Jesus was an historical being.
You asked me a question, I'm going to answer. This is an interpolation. It would not be from Josephus. You're going to reference.
That's what I'm saying. I just said that.
I'm not done talking.
Okay, please.
Your next thing you're going to do is go to a different section where Jesus is talking about, probably book 18, where it talks about book 20, James, correct?
Go on. I'm listening.
Is that the section you're going to reference?
I'm talking about book 18. We are talking about book 18.
Right. In book 18, there's only one reference to Jesus, and it's this interpolation.
Thank you very much. No. That's a big lie. That's a big lie. It is cut.
Really?
That's a big lie. That's
Great.
a big lie.
That the old
hello, because
no,
you are the historian here. Hold on.
Just give me
the
text.
And if you are telling us that testimony,
give me the text.
Give me the number. Is just Abba.
Just give me the number.
After it is God. You see what I'm saying here?
Give the number.
Hold on. I think most people here claim authority. I know.
Crying. Can you just provide the number? You're out here crying and weeping and all of that. Just give us the number so we can go to it. It's really annoying a grown man moaning like this.
I've been mentioning it since. I said testimonium flavor. He knows what I'm talking about.
That's a giant book. There's multiple books.
Now you are saying, hello. You just mentioned it now. There's a giant book. I was saying it earlier on.
There's a collection of books.
We have a short spot to this thing.
Of the Jews.
He's talking about antiquity, the testimonial Flavianum.
It's also known as Antiquities of the Jews.
63 to 64.
Yes. Now, I was telling you, he just mentioned it now. There's a giant book.
That would be.
I was saying
you don't know where to go exactly. You don't know
what to 63 and 64.
No. It's a whole
Klaus
document
knows where
that
it
says
is.
the same thing.
So can you mute, please? Because Klaus knows exactly where it is. You don't. So please mute. Klaus, where should we go and look? Klaus,
the antiquities are 18, 63 to 64.
Correct. That is
18, 63 to 64, please.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
That's the text that I read. That's book 18. That is the interpolation.
Like he said book 18, yes.
Right. I've already said this, read it, and gave it. He is saying there's other references. I'm asking for him to give the other references because there is only one other reference in Josephus's works that he could reference, and I'm waiting for him to say it.
He just mentioned 18. So if
no,
he
that 18, is the same one, Klaus. Book 18,
book
63
20
to 64 is the about this time Jesus lived, a wise man, if indeed. The section I read, the interpolation.
And he's saying,
hello,
if I
can I talk now? Can I talk now?
You need to give me the number of the text.
I have given you the number of the text, and you are saying it's a large book, it's a large body of work. That we can't read everything. I said that earlier. That it's not possible to read everything. Everybody here should go and read it on their own.
I've read
and get evidence.
I have read all of Antiquities of the Jews.
You are saying you are claiming you have
what
read
the argument is. Just give us the specific where to go specifically.
What do you want
so that you can win your argument?
Again? Hello, what do you want me to give you again?
When
I'm telling you the book.
When Atheist Cats offered you book 20, you said no. You want to talk about book 18. We've dealt with book 18. Now we can move on to book 20, but you don't want to move to book 20 because you don't want to seem embarrassed.
Hello, no. You are trying to infer what is
so
not
where
real.
Is it then? Where is it?
I told you where it is. So where do you want me to say again? To generate an authority on my own?
Can you repeat where you said it is?
Oh, Jesus. Who is talking now? Is it Afro-atheist that is talking?
Can you repeat where you said it is?
Book 18.
1863
We've
to
read,
Take the
64.
we've
whole
read book
document.
18.
It's not one line.
We've
It's
It's
not
a
done
one line.
one
You can take the whole document and read. If you have
Alright.
Okay, if
time,
we're going to
later,
have to
take
take
the
the
whole
whole document and
I'm
read,
gonna
then what's
You
the
don't,
point of
you don't
having
need to
it
take the
here?
whole
Come to
document.
us.
You don't
Come
need
back
to take the whole
tomorrow when you've
document.
read book
Can we listen,
18
please?
then.
No.
Can we listen,
Cut.
please? Can we listen, please?
Is this,
It's not
is
only
this not the number
Josephus
I
that
read?
wrote about Jesus. It's not Josephus
So,
not the
Guys,
only
guys.
historian
is
that wrote
this
about
the
Jesus.
number?
So why are we overflogging? Why are we overflogging one thing?
Is
The main
this
issue
the
here,
number?
the main issue here, and I insist, is the
Is
proof that Jesus
this
was an
the
historical
number?
entity. Simple.
You don't
Simple.
have
It's
his
the
date
number.
of birth, so how can he be a historical figure?
Is that the number?
You don't have his
So
date
so
of
if
birth.
you don't
If
have
you look it online, you
okay,
can clearly
let me
see
give
his
an
date of
example.
birth.
Somebody just said we don't have the date of birth of Jesus. How can it be
Salam?
an historical figure?
Salam?
And that is
I
So
very,
where
very
was he
laughable.
buried?
That is hold
Where
on,
was
sir.
he
Hold on,
buried?
ma.
What's the
That is very,
location
very
of his
laughable.
burial place? Where's
Let me let
where's
that's
his
very laughable.
family?
Hello.
Where are his siblings and his what do you call it? His siblings would have had children. Where is his family?
Are you
How can he be a
serious?
historical figure, but we can't trace a single thing
It is so
about him?
Are you
you can put all
serious?
these things. You can put all these things on Google. You can put them on AI,
Go
and you
ahead
find
and give us the
answers.
information. Then go on
Hello,
Google and give us the information.
hello. You
All
can
right.
put all these
Guys,
things to
guys,
show you
guys.
that all these things you
Everybody
are
stop.
asking have answers.
Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Look,
Okay.
this is not taking us anywhere. We
It's
trying
not.
to hold on, my brother. Hold on. There's a whole lot of people here trying to listen. All due respect, Etiscat and Simon, please, guys, can we move back to the topic on the screen?
Good.
And let's do that, please.
This was part of the topic because
Thank you.
he was saying there's historical evidence for it. This is the historical
Oh.
evidence he's referenced.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Right.
I mean, and he's not getting that reference. So I think we should go back to the main topic, saying that God is a scam, and we're going to take it from there.
Thank you.
All right. So let's do
Can I
that,
talk now?
please.
Now,
All
I
right.
don't want to go back to what we said, so I can move forward. Okay.
Okay. So now, hold on,
Now,
hold on,
God is a
brother.
scam. God is a scam is a word.
Brother. Now the topic is God is a scam.
God is a scam. Yes.
Are you for it or you against it?
Against it, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So what makes you think God is going to scam?
Beautiful. Now to start with, Afro-atheists, you talked about pulling up a picture and you seen that picture. That is because, to start with, this is not where I'm going. God cannot be seen. It's just like telling us a spirit being can be seen, except you don't believe in spirits. But every religion of the world and those who have experienced
hold on a second. Did you say God cannot be seen?
He cannot be seen.
Have you read the Bible?
Yes.
Should I show you places that God was seen?
Hold on.
Yes, please. Show places, please.
Hello, hold on. I will explain what I said. I understand.
No,
I don't need, brother. I can tell you what you want to show me.
Please show us. I want to know.
I can tell him what he wants to show me. That Moses saw the back of God. Number one. I can also tell you what you want to show me. That there were, theophanies in the Old Testament.
Why are you saying God wasn't seen
myself?
Brother, for some reason, you see, you've gone to theologian school, but I bet you, when it comes to the Bible, I don't think you know more than me. If I'm telling you I'm going to show you, let me show you.
Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
All right, please. If you tell me nobody have seen God, then there's a problem. There's a big problem.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm going to give you that text.
Yeah.
And we're going to read. All right. Now, Vessel, you there?
Yes, but I'm unable to read right now.
Okay, so who can read? We can just do, but whoever can read.
I can read for you.
Okay, so let's even do Exodus 33, verse 11. Let's do that.
Okay, Exodus 33, verse 11.
Yeah.
Okay, are we there? He said, and the Lord spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. And he turned again into the camp. But his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. So what do you have to say about that?
So if somebody speaks to somebody face to face, have they seen him?
Now, the answer to this is this. Okay? The Bible says that no one can see God's face and live. So you need to understand.
That's a contradiction.
Hold on.
No,
Because
it's not contradiction.
you are
It's not
reading the
contradiction.
Bible in English here. That's the problem. You are not reading the Bible in the original
Should we go
language
to the
in which it was
original?
written. Yes, good. So I'm going to open, you know, what you call an interlinear Bible here that will show you
Brother,
the Hebrew word.
You better stick to what we're doing and stop trying to
No,
tell
but
me
you're
you're going
confusing
to original.
everybody. You're confusing everybody with what is not real. So I'm trying to show you
What is not
now.
real?
What is not real?
You think when you go and tell and bring people to Christ, you tell them to read the interlinear Bible?
No.
Most
Hold
people
on.
read the King James version. So you
The
can't
issue
say
is this.
Resculo is telling people what is not real.
You're asking someone that is well read in this matter. So can you just
And you
allow me
think,
to
hold
explain
on.
things?
And you think I'm not well read? My brother, you pray.
Did I say that?
Can he just speak? Can he speak?
Did I say that?
Yes, but if you make that statement, you literally say that.
No,
What are you
I didn't say
saying?
that. I didn't say that.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm trying to explain to you that what you read in English,
Right.
okay, is
What
not
language
what
would
is
you
said
read
in
it
the
in?
original language.
Wait a minute. What's the
The
original
one
language?
face to face. You see, one thing you need to understand
He's reading the script from the interlinear Bible.
Hold on. What you need to know
How
about
about
the
you
Bible
read it in
is
the
this.
Hebrew?
The Old Testament is written in Hebrew.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you read
Now,
Hebrew?
when you read the Old Testament, you can't grasp the Old Testament and the language of the Old Testament in English. It's limited. Just like when you have a normal traditional language, like an African language, for example. It's not everything in Yoruba that you can
read
relay
Hebrew?
in English.
Do you read Hebrew?
That is what I want to read for you.
Do you read it? You read Hebrew?
That's what I want to read for you.
Great. Read it in Hebrew.
Let him read it.
You talked
But
about
if he reads it in English, I'm gonna laugh.
Can I speak after he
Are you
speaks?
talking about me reading it in the real Hebrew language? If I read in the Hebrew language, will you understand it?
Yeah.
I'm trying
to show you what the Hebrew says. You say I should read it in the English.
Well, listen.
In the Hebrew language.
How do you know we won't understand it?
You can't understand it because not your language.
How do you know we can't
It's not your
understand it?
language. If
Can
your
you
language,
understand it though?
If it's your language, let's speak it.
Go ahead, read it.
That guy's a joke.
33.
Go ahead and read it.
Hold on. You said.
You know what we need to do?
Remind
We
me
need to
again.
find
Exodus
Rabbi
33
Hannah.
words. Exodus 33 what? Please remind me.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't even need you to read that again. I'm going to give you.
No, let him read it.
No,
Let him read it. Please let him read it, please.
He wants to read it. Let him read it.
He's read it on Exodus 33:11. Go ahead.
Thank you.
We're waiting.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Now, okay, it reads. Let me read it. The word used there face to face is panim. Okay, panim. Okay, that's the transliterated form panim. Now, panim talks about presence.
I'm waiting for
okay,
this.
there are different.
You just said it.
Words.
No. I'm waiting for him to read the actual text in Hebrew.
What?
I want you to
panim,
read the actual text.
Face to face you read there is panim in Hebrew.
No. Read the full text in Hebrew because I think I know what's going on here.
Okay, you want me to read
the actual text in Hebrew?
Then you will tell me what
read the actual text in Hebrew.
If you understand it, I will now test you.
Just read it, please.
If not, it's a waste of time.
Just read it.
We are talking about face to face.
I know, yeah.
He said Moses
Can you
saw.
just go ahead and read it? What is this now?
Hello. Right. You said Moses saw God face to face.
Well, wait for
Can you just read the text?
Hold on. Why are you wasting
Why
time?
is it so difficult?
Why are you wasting
Just
time?
read the
Why are you
text.
wasting time? Why are you wasting time?
You read the text. You're the one wasting time.
See,
He
He's
said in the
used to-
original that
okay.
it's different to what
Right.
he
Now,
read,
okay,
right?
now,
So let him read
he's
it.
used to.
I will read it
He's
for
used
you.
to when he speaks, nobody speaks back.
No,
And he
that's
thinks,
not true.
oh,
That's
let me
not true.
finish.
That's not,
And
that's
you
not
think
true.
you know than everybody else. You
That's
don't.
not true.
You're the
That's not
least
true.
person here who knows anything about the Bible, especially.
That's not true.
No,
Now, if you
Right.
look at it, I will read it for you now. But you know, I
Whatever
told you it's an
specific thing.
interlinear Bible.
And you
So
go, if you have a
interlinear
child at
Bible-
home, go and
Hold
tell
on.
your child, hold on. If you have a child at home, read this text to your child and ask this child that, did God, anybody see God? And look at the child's face.
whoa.
And come back and have this conversation with
So
me.
you are a
You can
child?
read another text. I don't have time for
wonder.
that. Now, oh, don't you know that you should be a child in the eyes of God? And you people are here.
Oh my goodness. I
Bible
know for a
clearly
fact
says
you
you
know
have to
that's
be
not what
like
it
you have
literally
to be a
means.
child.
You know for a fact that's not what it
brother.
literally means.
Asylum mean, can you read the text, please? I'm
Yes,
waiting.
yes, let me
I
read
want
it.
to see
Let
the
me even
difference.
handle this so quick.
Let me read it,
So
okay?
they
Let
don't
me
know
read it.
that if you
Let
have
me
to
read
be
it.
born again,
If you
you
want
have
me to
to be
read it, let me read
born
it.
again like a child.
You
Sorry,
know
what are you
for a
saying?
fact that's not what it literally means. Stop taking the
Okay,
Bible's words out of
Oh,
context.
so it's not literal.
Okay, and the Lord.
Wow.
And the
Okay.
Lord, let me read, please.
You know for a
Bible
fact
is
it's
an
not.
Let him read the
Interlinear
Hebrew,
Bible.
folks. Let him read the whole
Interlinear
text in
Bible.
Hebrew.
Hold on now. Interlinear Bible writes the English and the Hebrew. The English and
We
the
want
Hebrew,
it
so I
in
can
the
compare.
Hebrew.
So,
In case the
yes, I'll be
English,
reading.
has
I'll be
been
reading for you. I'll be
corrupted,
reading for you.
read it in the Hebrew.
But it may be slow.
You
That's what I'm
said
saying.
you want to
That's what I'm
read it
trying
in
to
the
explain.
original language, so please
Mm-mm.
go ahead.
You're not getting what the Interlinear
No,
Bible
I am
is.
getting what you're saying very clearly.
Interlinear
You said
Bible
you want to read
positions
it in the
both.
original
It
text
will be
because
slow.
the
I will
Did
read it
not
English
for
say he
you.
wants to read the
you're
entire verse
insinuating
in
that
the
the
original
English is
text.
corrupted,
Jesus.
isn't it?
Eh?
So please go ahead and read
Yes,
it in
you're missing the whole
in the
point.
original language.
Yes. It says Jehovah. That's Jehovah, because I have to read it
You don't
slowly.
need to
That's what I'm
explain
trying to tell you.
anything to us, just read it.
Okay. Jehovah Dabar. Jehovah Dabar. Moshe.
Moshe. Okay.
Panim.
Mhm.
Moshe Panim.
Why are you guys making fun of? Let him read. What's with the side comments?
Let him read the way with the confidence he was reading it in English now.
Leave the confidence out of him. Let him read.
Let me read. Don't ambush me. Okay.
He's crying.
Let me start again. Let me start. Okay. Jehovah, Dabar, Moshe, Ish, Dabar, Ish, Ria again repeated, Shob, Makane, Yehoshua, Shob, Makane, Yehoshua, Bin, Nunun, Na, Mush, Tavek. So those are the words used there. Now, the word used to refer to face-to-face is our contention here. Okay? Is our contention here. The word used to render face-to-face is our contention here. Okay? And that is the word panim. To show you that it was not face-to-face. God appeared in his presence. And that is consistent with other scriptures. Okay? It's consistent with other scriptures. God, what is it?
Olga,
yeah.
You can explain all you want. Read Exodus 24, 9 to 11 as well. Read it.
Exodus 24.
Mm-hmm.
9
another 30
to 11.
minutes.
Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, And they saw the God of Israel.
Read in
And
Hebrew,
there was
please.
under his feet. Hold
Excuse
on,
me.
listen.
Oh, let
listen.
him, let
read
him
in
finish.
Hebrew.
After that, he's going to read in Hebrew. You let him
Hold
finish.
on.
Okay.
Hold on, because you need to see what they saw here. It was described. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it was.
No, start over. My brother, don't stop in the middle. Start over.
From 9 or 10?
From 9. From 9.
Okay. And went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved walk of sapphire stone. Did you see that? And as it were, the body of heaven in its clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not. Okay, that's is it part of it's not part of it. You want me to read that one too?
You finish at 11. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also, they saw God and did eat and drink. The issue now is, what did they see, sir?
Okay, my
Can you read
friend.
it in the Hebrew, please? Read it in Hebrew.
Okay.
Oh, the
Good.
Hebrew will be coming very soon. So did the text say they sat down and ate with God? Did he say that?
He didn't say they ate with God.
No,
They ate.
it doesn't.
They sat down and ate. They didn't eat with God, sir. That's not what he said.
My friend,
They sat down and ate.
please read the text. Read the text. The last part. Read 11 again, please.
And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hands. Also, they saw God and did eat and drink. They saw God, and they ate and drink. Now,
It doesn't say.
is the question
saw
now.
God
Can you
and
read
ate
in the
with him.
Hebrew? Let's see if there's a difference. Read in Hebrew,
Beautiful.
please.
Okay, let's go to verse 10, which is where your contention is.
No.
Okay,
Read
and
it
they
in
saw God.
Hebrew. Read in
That's what I
Hebrew
want to
before
read
you
now.
concentrate on verse 10.
That's what I want to read. I want to read verse 10 in Hebrew. Is that not what you're saying I should do?
No, read everything you read in English. Read it in Hebrew.
Okay. That's long. Okay, Allah, Moshe, Aharon, Nadab, Ahiu, Shibin, Zahin, Yisrael. Verse 10 now. Raha, Elohim, Raha Elohim, Yisrael, Regel, Libna, Mahasher, Savia, Esem, Shama. Verse 11. Ashir bin Israel Shalak Yad Kaza Elohim Akel Shata. Okay. So now, where
you've just
contention
read
is
it.
now, or what do you want
No,
me to say next?
hold on, please.
Okay.
You just read it in the Hebrew, right?
Yes.
What is the
yes.
difference? Verse 10. What is the difference in Hebrew and the verse 10 that you read in English? What's the difference?
The word Raha there is basically to look at and inspect. So an image comes before you, and you are looking at that image.
Image?
Okay.
What
now,
image?
Yes. That is not the image of God.
Mentioned anywhere. God
this
came
where we are
and
getting wrong.
was in front of them, and they looked at God
Okay.
and
No,
inspected
That's
him.
not
according
God,
to English. He's trying to
that's not
explain it
God,
in
man.
Hebrew.
That's not God,
That
man.
is what
That's
you
not
just
God.
told me in Hebrew.
No,
That
no,
is
no.
what you're
That's
telling
not
me,
English
Rahab,
speaking in
to
I told
look
you
at
what
and
it
inspect.
says. I told you what it says. And I'm reading all the
Exactly, to
things
look
from
at
you,
and inspect.
Abraham.
That means that when they saw
Vessel,
God,
Hold on,
they
hold on,
had
hold on,
him.
hold on,
They looked
hold
at
on,
Can he
him and
hold on.
speak?
inspected him.
Go on, oh God.
Vessel, don't even bother yourself. I have more verses.
Hold
You
on, sir.
read all
Hold
them.
on, sir.
My
Because
brother,
Okay,
I think we are getting it all wrong here. What
brother,
does
you've
God
explained
say
it. We don't care. I'm
what
giving
does
you
God
another
say
verse.
in Exodus 20? What does it say in Exodus 20
Brother,
about
I'm
us
giving you
making
another
images of him?
verse.
That's the
I'm
word.
giving you
That's
another
the question.
verse.
So to shorten all this whole thing.
Genesis, my brother,
To shorten all this whole thing.
Genesis,
Yeah.
Genesis 32, verse 30 to 31. You can read it out.
That is
I
also
just,
that's also a theophany. That one is a theophany. You know, Genesis what? 42.
I didn't say 42. 32,
Where?
verse
32.
30, 31.
So please be sure to share the live so people can get in
And
on this.
Jacob, we are really drifting off. But let me answer them. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Who did Jacob see in verse 30 of chapter 32?
Can you read it in Hebrew? Maybe the
No,
Hebrew
you
can
don't
explain
need that.
better.
You don't need that. The
No,
context,
read it in Hebrew.
Hold on
Please.
now. Why are we
I'm
wasting
begging
time?
No,
No,
in
listen.
Hebrew.
Okay, I will read it. I will read
Perhaps
it,
the
but here.
Hebrew will explain
I will
better.
read it. I will read it, but here.
Thank you.
Then I'll read it.
Thank you.
Jacob saw angels.
Thank you very much.
My brother, my brother, my brother,
Jacob's,
don't
okay,
do
sir,
that.
was it
Your
angels
Bible
that
says
Jacob
that.
saw or God?
Do you want me to give you a
Was
Bible
it
verse?
angels? God,
Do
Jacob
you
saw
want
here or
me
God?
to give
You
you
are
a
being
Bible
disingenuous.
verse that says that don't add, don't subtract to the text? Now, read that text again. Please, read that text again.
Jacob said, I have seen God. But
So why are you
see
saying
God
God
in
saw?
that text?
Why are you
You are a
telling
Bible
me
scholar.
God saw?
Tell us.
Why are you
Did
telling
Jacob
me
see
he
God
saw
in
an
that
angel?
text?
Why
Okay, now,
are you
Meanwhile, Jacob
telling me?
wrestled God. He didn't wrestle angels.
Why? What are you telling me he saw an angel for?
Ah.
No, he
Now
didn't say
listen to
angel. He
this.
said angels.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Have you heard of the word theophany? Have you heard of the word theophany?
Keep your big English to yourself. Read
No.
Genesis
I
32.
you
My brother,
you cannot
you see,
mislead
your
people.
problem is
You cannot
you
mislead
think
people
we
under
are
my
the
words.
church. You think we are the
cannot
Mislead
church
who? You're
that
the
you
one
can
trying to
talk.
mislead people here.
You want to
I'm
mislead
not.
anybody. No, read the
not.
It is
text
you. You're
again.
trying to mislead
I'm
people
well read
here.
for this.
Genesis,
Hello,
Genesis
sir.
32, verse
I'm
30,
not reading
31.
again. I'm not reading again because it's going nowhere. This is the basic explanation you need.
Yeah, because
okay? And let me give it to
you are a scammer
Hold
and a
on now,
liar.
hold
That's what
on.
you are used to.
Hold on. You are not even allowing me to stick to the topic.
Read the text.
Hold on.
Because
Okay,
you're being
what you are saying is of
exposed.
no effect in what we are discussing.
You're being
Read
exposed.
the text. I'm trying
What
to
you are
prove to
saying
you
is of
that
no effect in what we
people
are
have
saying.
seen God. You can whine
Hello.
and cry all you want to.
Okay,
Read
what
that
you are
text.
saying now. But I've read it. Which one do you want me to read again?
When you read it, did it say angel?
Now look at the
Okay,
word.
you who are arguing, did he say
Read
angel?
it.
How
Read it
about
one
you
more
go
time.
read?
We
Go
want
read
it
verse
Read it one more
24.
time.
Read verse 24 of the same chapter.
We want it in Hebrew. Maybe the Hebrew says
See,
something
he said,
different.
look at it. Look at it. Thank you, sir, for the 24 you said, because they are not allowing me to talk. Yeah. And
Nobody's
Jacob
not
was
allowing
left
you to
alone.
talk.
And
You are
he
not
wrestled
allowing
like a
him to
man.
talk.
like
You
a
always keep
toddler
cutting
here.
him
You're
short.
saying
Why are you
nobody's
cutting
allowing you to
him
talk.
off?
Hold on. Verse
Let him say
24
what he's
of
saying.
the scripture. Verse 24 of the scripture you gave. Look at what it says. To
Where
explain
are
to
you
them.
reading verse 24? Where are you
Genesis
reading?
32. Genesis 32 that you gave. Verse 24. It's telling us the person that Jacob saw. That's what I was trying to explain. You
But my brother,
He said,
my
and
brother.
Jacob was left alone.
Now,
And
hey,
there
you see, I'm not going to allow you to do this to anybody. Listen, now,
Can he
I'm
speak?
going to let you, my brother, I'm going to let you read the whole text. Nobody's going to add up. Nobody's going to subtract. I'll be quiet. Read the whole text. Read from your 24 down to my 31, and let's go ahead. Read it. Go ahead and read it.
My mic was muted. Let me read now. And Jacob was left alone. And there
Where are you
wrestled-
reading from? Please tell me the
verse
text. Where you-
24. You said I should start from verse 24. I'm starting from verse 24, sir.
Go ahead. Uh-huh.
And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. Underscore that word, a man.
Brother, don't add anything
Verse
up.
25.
Read
I
the
didn't add.
text.
I just told you
Read
what to
it.
notice.
There
I
is
didn't add
nothing like
anything.
underscore over there. Read the text.
I just told
Please.
you what to notice.
Don't do that
So that-
because
so that your arguments can be within
read
context.
the text. Read the text.
Verse
Please
25.
don't add anything.
And when
Read it.
and by the way, we're just straying from this matter. Let's attend to this matter. Is God a scam? Let's attend to it.
The
Read.
one that
Why are you
said
running?
nobody
Read.
saw God.
Read.
What?
That might not
Yes,
be
yes, yes. I'm coming. I'm coming. I will explain that. But
No,
You don't
don't
need
come
the
on this
explanation. We need you
Verse
to
25.
read. Read.
Verse 25. Verse 25. Don't ambush me, sir. Calm down. You are not going to command me to do what I don't want to do, for example. So just
Yes,
calm down.
because in the church, you're the only one with the mic and you're the
No,
only one who can
I
deceive
don't
them.
run. I don't run
But
such
here,
a
it
church.
doesn't work like that.
I don't run
You're
such
not
a
the only
church,
one with the
by
mic.
way.
So when you
I
run,
don't
I'll
run
pull
such
you
a
back.
church, by the way.
Read.
Okay, I don't run such a church. Don't ambush me. Verse
Read.
25. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him, the man. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let you go, except you bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince thou hast power with God and with men, and has prevailed. 29. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And God called the name of the place, and Jacob, sorry, not God. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he altered upon his thigh. Therefore, the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto
Okay,
this day,
so-
because it
so that
touched
is
the hollow
31.
of Jacob's thigh.
Yeah, so that's
32
that is
now.
past 31. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to
Where's the
start at
angels?
31?
So what exactly are you telling? Are you telling me when Jacob said he has seen God face to face, Jacob is lying?
Beautiful. What I'm telling you is, it
I
was
don't
not
need
God
you to tell me
Jacob
anything.
saw.
I'm asking you a very
What
direct
I'm
question.
telling you is
brother,
that it was not
you see, you
God
can do
Jacob
this
saw.
when you
Yes
have
or
the
no?
mic.
Hold
You
on now,
can do
hold
this
on.
when you have the
Hold
mic to
on.
yourself and you want
I
to
will give
scam
you
people.
evidence.
Listen to my
I will give you
question and listen
evidence.
very carefully. I'm saying the Bible says that Jacob said he has seen God and wrestled. He has seen God and his life has been spared. Is that in the Bible? Yes or no?
It's not in the Bible.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So I will explain that.
I don't need
Beautiful.
your
I
Guy
will
is such
explain
a
explanation.
that.
liar.
I don't
You know
need
the
your
problem with
listen now.
explanation.
liars?
You asked me.
Liars will
a
never
then-
admit that they're
hold on.
liars.
You asked me a
Scammers will
then-ended
never
question.
admit that they're scammers.
Hold on.
You just
Genesis
read it
28
yourself
verse
with your
12.
own mouth.
Let me answer your question from Genesis 28
There's
verse
no
12.
question to answer.
And he dreamed
Nobody
and
asked you a
behold
question.
a ladder set up on the earth,
Nobody
and
has
the top of
asked
it
you a
reached
Nobody
to
question.
asked
heaven.
you a
You've
question.
answered
And
the
behold,
question already.
Jacob
angels
saw
of
God
God
face
You
to
have
ascending
face.
and
answered the
descending
question
on it.
already.
Can you
You have
allow me
answered the
read?
question already.
Can you
You
allow?
have answered. You've answered the
This
question
guy is
already. I don't need any
disingenuous.
explanation. If you tell me it is not saying that Jacob said, I have wrestled with God and I've seen God and my life is spared. You said it's not in the Bible. And I said, okay, why do you want to explain? I don't need your explanation. If it's
I'm
not
not
in the
explaining
Bible.
anything. I want
But
to read the
Skilo, let
scripture to show you
me
what
add
Jacob
Yeah,
something
if it's
called
not
here.
in
God.
the Bible, what do you want
Skilo,
to explain?
I want to show
let
you
me
what
just teach
Jacob
you
called
Don't
God.
show us. It's not in the Bible.
Turn to
There's no need
Genesis
for you
28,
to show us
14.
what is not there.
Turn to Genesis 28.
You said it's
From
not
verse
in the
12.
Bible. So what is
I will
what is
read
the
it. I'm with
argument
it here.
about?
I'm with it here. I will read it. And he
You
dreamed
don't
and
need to
built
read
a
it. You
ladder.
said
We
it's not
don't
in the
need you
Bible.
to
Hold on.
read everything.
You said
We
it's
don't
not in
need
the
you to
Bible.
read it. You said it's not in the Bible. The question that we asked, you said it's not in the Bible. What do you want to say? We don't care about anything else you say. It's easier when you preach on your own and there is nobody there. You have the mic. You can say whatever you want to say and get away with.
Can I add something,
Others,
please?
others will be
He said,
sleeping,
and he
others will
dreamed
be
and built a
fasting,
ladder set up on
others
the
will
earth.
be
And they thought,
daydreaming, others will be thinking about what they're going to eat when they finish church. Here, we'll question you. And you're being disingenuous. If it's not in the Bible, don't speak about it. You said it's not there.
Can I explain something real quick?
You don't need to explain anything, Klaus. There's nothing to explain. You can ask a question or about
Can I
something
ask a
else.
question
But
then?
on
Can I
this
ask a
one, you
question?
don't need to explain.
Yeah,
If
go
you're
ahead.
asking
Can
a
I ask a
question on
question?
something else, go ahead. But on this one, the case is closed because Silo said it's not in the Bible.
All right. I'm just going to ask if you agree or disagree. Okay?
About what?
Okay. Do you
Jacob said,
agree?
saw about
Hold
angels.
on.
He said, "Is God is here?" And I didn't know. Is that God he
Hey.
saw?
What did you
Can
say,
you
Klaus?
agree? Yeah. Can you agree that if I translate a word from to English, there is a possibility it's not exactly word for word, but it has the
Thank
same
you.
meaning? Can you agree or disagree?
How can a word in English have the same meaning with a word in another language? The
No, you're
word
not
in
getting what he
English
said.
has got to
If I
mean
say
that
a word,
thing.
I'm just okay.
The word
I'm
in
asking
English
if you
has got
agree
to
or
mean that
disagree.
thing.
Well,
I'm
I
asking
would
if you
say-
agree or disagree that
I
I
would
could
say
use
that's a
a word in.
possibility. However, you know how we solve that possibility? Talking to a linguist who's actually skilled in the language instead of somebody who spoke through this like he's a first grader reading Dr. Seuss. He doesn't know Hebrew. So we shouldn't be using him as any sort of authority on Hebrew.
You cannot say that.
I can absolutely say
No,
that.
you cannot say that.
You cannot say
Remember,
that.
I was reading like this. I was reading from an interlinear Bible. It pages.
You're reading it like a first grader.
Interlinear Bible. Can someone
Five-year-old
fill me
reads
up?
better.
Fill me in on what's happening.
So basically, he said that a certain verse was not was saying something different in the Hebrew. So we gave him a challenge. Read it in Hebrew. The man was going Raka, Kasha, Masha, Halala, Hololo, Hilili, Halala. And then when you ask him to point out the difference, he can't point it out.
Oh God.
So basically, this is what he said. He said that nobody has seen God. And I gave him verses. I gave him verses that saying people have seen God. Now, the last one that he read, the last statement was, and Joseph saw God and Jacob saw God and his life was spared. And I asked him, is this statement in the Bible? He said no, but he just read it. This guy just read it. So, I mean, it's sad.
Did you read the one
and I was
where people
see what I was saying to them.
Did you read the ones where people they saw God and they ate and drank with God?
Thank you very much.
He also denied that one, Afro.
He did
not
Afro,
deny it.
atheist.
That's
Afro,
a wrong
host.
interpretation.
He denied
See,
it.
No.
that is.
See,
Hold on.
Afro-atheists, the Bible did not say people are reading the Bible because the
He
way
read
it should
it
be
in
read.
Hebrew but couldn't show us the
You
difference.
understand me? You are
Host,
reading
can I say
it
something
the
real quick?
way it should
Someone
not be
is
read.
speaking. Can you hold on?
Did you notice that there's a comma where he said they saw God?
And
Did you notice that there's a
what?
comma there?
We are reading
Is
it
there a comma in the
way
Hebrew text?
we are reading it
The
the
Hebrew
way
text
it
will not
is.
use the comma,
Hold on.
but the Hebrew text will be clear. So if you want to read from Hebrew, I will read it there.
Can I speak, please?
Yeah, please
Can
go
I
ahead.
speak?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Can I speak? He just said we are reading it the way it should not be read.
Read, yes.
Please tell us how the Bible should be read.
Okay, let's start with the English.
Down,
let's start with the English. Huh? If you read that in the English.
Tell us, and listen, Silo,
Yeah.
you need to tell
Siloam,
me.
please. Siloam,
you need to tell me where you get this disclaimer from.
Yes.
Right? How the Bible must be read. Because when you look at every Bible, I've got several Bibles, by the way. When you look at the Bible, you look at the preface. Nowhere does the Bible tell you, look, you must read this Bible with this sort of lenses, or this is how you must read the Bible. Because right now, you're just making this up about how not to read the Bible. So tell us, How are we supposed to read the Bible, and where do you get this from?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you didn't get me right. So let me explain what I was saying. Now, if you read that Bible verse they are talking about in English, just in English, there was a comma after they saw God before it started talking about and they ate. So that tells you there's a break there. It's not talking about the same thing. It's not talking about that they ate with God. There was nowhere there it said they ate
Afro,
with
they
God.
saw
That's even
God.
in English.
Can he
You
speak?
They
understand
saw
me?
God.
Now, I'm
Even
now
if they
saying
ate after
to
seeing
have a
God,
clearer
the fact is they
understanding
saw
of
God.
the Holy Bible,
Wait,
you need to
what verse is it?
understand.
Wait,
Oh
what
God.
They
verse is it
saw
again?
God.
Wait,
Finish.
what is wait, it's
You can go
messy.
back to
Let's
the
not,
verse and read it in English.
wait, what's that particular thingy again? It's Exodus, right?
Yes. You can mention it so you can look at it. So you see the comma there before the continuation.
What number is it, by the way?
I think it's still here. You can give it.
Afro, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's Exodus 24, 9 to 11.
24.
11 specifically,
9,
10
11.
specifically, I think. Or 11 specifically. The last verse of where we read.
Okay, so it says, then Moses went up, also Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel. And there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of sapphire stone, and it was like the very heavens in its clarity. But on the nobles of the children of Israel, he did not lay his hand. So they saw God,
Comma.
and ate and drank.
Check the comma after they saw God.
So they saw God,
Comma.
comma,
Yes.
and they ate and drank.
Thank you. So those are two
Afro,
Did they
you
see God
forgot
or not?
something.
Those are two
Afro, you
different things.
forgot.
Did
Afro,
they
you
see
forgot
God
something.
or
Hold
not?
on.
No,
Hold on.
he's
Let me
not done.
respond to Afro. Let me
He's
respond to
not,
Afro.
my brother.
Let me
Don't tell
respond to
me
Afro. He's
what you want
asking,
This
to.
he's asking
guy,
me a
Let me
this guy
also
question.
is
speak.
problematic.
He's asking me a
Afro.
question, for
Can you
God's
guys
sake.
please let him explain? Let him
Yeah,
explain
Afro, you
what
haven't
this
finished
comma-
reading.
No, let him explain. Okay,
No, Afro,
actually,
can you finish,
you are
please?
right.
You
Okay,
haven't
you're
finished
right.
reading. You should add a full stop.
Okay.
Didn't you
Okay.
say full stop?
So the
Add it up. Please add it up.
so they saw God, and they ate and drank. Full stop.
Thank you.
Then
Now
the
you've done.
Then the Lord said to Moses, after they finished eating and drinking,
So
then
God was eating with them.
so they continue. He says, then the Lord said to Moses, after eating and drinking now, yeah? After the commas and the full stops. Yeah? So then the Lord said to Moses, come up to me on the mountain and be there, and I will give you tablets of stone and the law and commandments which I have written, that you may teach them. So Moses arose with his assistant Joshua, and Moses went up the mountain of God. Now bear in mind, when they first went up the first time, it was Moses and Aaron and Abihu, right? They first went the first stage. Yeah. But now, after eating and drinking, God says, now you see the next step, only Moses can come there.
So, Afro, if God didn't eat and drink with them, where was God while they were eating and drinking? Was he just watching them eating and drinking, waiting for them to finish so that he can talk and say, Moses, come here?
He was cooking the food for them.
And this Silo said that he's a well-read man. He went to theology school. Raskilo told him that Raskilo knows Bible more than him. But the guy was arguing.
The point is, you can go to theologian school, but the only reason why you think you know is because you're the only one with the mic. Here, we can all say something to you, and we will prove to you that you're lying. I made you read a text too in Afro. Please read Genesis 32, 30, 31.
Genesis what?
32, 30 to 31.
Okay, so 32. 30, what number?
So it's Genesis 32, 30, 31. Right.
So Jacob
Did you
called the
read that
name
one
of
in
the
Hebrew
place.
as well?
So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved.
So after he read this, exactly like what you did, I asked him, did Jacob see God? He said, no. No, I asked him.
You know something? You know
Yeah.
something? The other verse
said
that we
no.
read, right? The other verse that we read, it says that they went up to see God. Yeah, the 74 of them went up
Right.
to see God, and God did not strike them, right? Because there is a place where it says no one sees God and lives, right?
Exactly.
No one sees God and lives. And so this is why the verse has to include that when they went up and saw God, he did not unalive them. And so, but this one as well, this one as well that we're reading here, 30, what number was it again now?
30, 31.
30, did you say 30?
Yes.
What's the chapter?
32, verse 30, 32,
Okay,
30,
32.
31. Yeah.
So here it says, so Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved.
Yes.
He's saying that his life is preserved
Thank you very
because
much.
he has seen
Thank you very
God
much.
face to face.
Thank you very much,
That's
ma.
why he's giving. No, he saw God face to face.
No, hold on, ma.
He saw God face to face.
He did not
That is
see
why
God.
he's
He did
telling-
not see God face to face. He
That
said
is
he
why
saw
he
God
is
face to
saying-
face.
That
And I'm
is
showing
why
you what.
he is saying that his life has been preserved.
If he saw
because
God,
he saw God face to face.
Yes. So now I'm telling you, he didn't see God face to face. That's why he lived. The
So
only
Jacob
time
is
God
a
showed.
liar.
This guy,
Hold on. I will read for you.
He's
John
a liar.
chapter 1, verse 18.
No,
one
don't read.
Jesus
Don't
himself
read.
spoke.
Silo,
He said-
please do not read. Silo, do not read. My what I've just read, right?
Yeah.
Listen to it. It says, so Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved.
Okay.
So now you are going to say that
Yes.
this is not true.
Beautiful.
The other people
that's
who ate
exactly
with
what
God,
I'm saying with
the other
explanation.
people who ate with God said
That's
the exact
exactly what
same
I'm
thing.
saying with explanation,
The
Afro.
people who
So
ate
you need
with
to
God said
listen
the
to the
exact same
explanation.
thing, that their life is preserved.
You see,
Silo, that is what it said.
No.
We do not need your. No, don't tell us. Hold on. We don't need your explanation.
And then you
for
don't want
something
the
that we
truth.
can read.
No,
No.
then you don't want
What
the
do
truth.
you mean we don't? Wait. Excuse me.
It's there in black and white.
We are reading
You
it.
don't want the
right
truth, because
in
if
the
you want the
text.
truth, you
It's
will
there in
listen.
black and white. You want to lie to
That
us.
is
We
hello.
not-
That is
we
we are
are
doing
not-
dialogue
You
here.
want to?
Hello?
You want? No.
What
You want
we
to
are
add?
doing here is dialogue.
Wait. Hold on,
What we are doing here is
guys.
dialogue. If you want the truth, you will hear from the other person.
Silo, hold on. Silo, listen.
Yes.
You are adding to the text what is not in the
I
text.
am not.
Yes,
see,
you are.
That's what they call the law of exegesis in theology.
Read it in Hebrew.
Now,
Let's see if there's a difference.
Hold on.
You don't give a shit about
You
the
don't
law
have
of
to give a shit. It's not your
Lele.
field. So don't argue what you don't know. So listen to the
You
person
are
that knows
arguing
to
what
tell
you
you.
don't
We can
know.
read it. Listen.
You cannot read it.
Silo,
You cannot
Silo,
read it.
you-
That's what I'm trying to
Silo,
tell you. Because you don't
Silo,
take
hold on,
one
I'm gonna
scripture.
say-
If you want to
Please, can
exegete
you
on the
start
Bible,
it
you
out?
don't.
Silo, please, I've just muted you because I need to say this. Silo, tomorrow, your text will still say the same thing. He saw God and his life was free. Tomorrow. Next tomorrow, it will still say the same thing. This is the problem. When you want to defend the indefensible, you sound ridiculous. Right now, you are being you're lying, and you sound absolutely ridiculous. For what reason? I don't know. The text is clear. It tells you that he saw God. They saw God. These people all saw God. But I don't know what your problem is. I don't know who you are contending with. Go and contend with the text. Go and fight with the writers of the text. No, we are not your problem. Go and talk to the people who wrote it. Bro, you guys got it wrong. That's what you need to go and do. Go and talk to those people.
Can I ask a question?
My goodness.
Can I ask a question?
We don't want
Hello?
the truth
Hold on,
according to
Lucid. 1 second, please.
Can I
We don't need
ask
the
a
truth.
question?
Yeah, hold
Yes,
on, please.
go on
The
and
host is
ask your
speaking.
question. Yeah, go
So
on and ask your
why
question.
yeah. So why is it a problem that the people saw God? I want to understand, why is it a problem?
I
Who are
don't
you
know
asking
what
this question?
Silo's problem is.
You guys
Because
have
he
been
said nobody
arguing.
saw God.
Who are you? Wait, Vessel, hold on, let me see. Who are you asking this question to?
No, that's been the argument for the past couple of
I
minutes.
know. So who are you asking this question to?
Everybody. Why is it a problem that those people saw God?
It is not
You
a
guys
problem
try to
that they
deny-
saw God. Your fellow Christian said that nobody
Vessel.
saw God, and we've proved to him that people saw God, and he's still insisting that nobody saw God. That is what
Okay,
the problem is.
Yeah, I get
Yes,
you.
he is saying they
I
didn't see
get.
God.
I
The
think.
text is very clear.
Yeah, I get
That's not
you.
the
I
point. It's a
think.
distraction here.
Siloam, please, can I say something? I think you're misunderstanding each other, because what Siloam is actually trying to say is that God is a spirit, right? And so nobody can see him.
My friend.
God is a spirit, and nobody,
My friend, go away.
unless,
My friend, go
unless
away.
he
People,
manifests
these
Go away.
believers.
I don't
himself.
have time for this.
Afro,
This
you see
shenanigans.
why I
I'm
can't
trying
have
to
anything
explain
to do
what
with
Siloam
believers.
was
Do you have the
saying.
Bible with you?
Wait,
Can you
I'm
read?
trying to
Can you read what we are talking
Why
about?
don't you
You've
just
been here
listen?
listening to us
They don't
reading
want
the
to
text.
I'm
listen.
trying
They
to
just want
Go argue
explain
with
what
your
he's
Bible.
trying to
guys,
say.
You just want your own view.
Wait now.
Please, you guys need to let him at least get his point
At
across.
least
Let's
let
hear
me
him out.
land. I'm trying to
Please.
explain what Siloam is trying to say to you. I'm not
Don't
making
explain to us. Please do
what
not
he is
explain
trying
to
to
us
say.
what Siloam is trying to say. He has a
Exactly.
mouth.
That's
He
what
can
I'm
speak
trying to
for
And we
do.
himself.
understand him perfectly.
No, let me
Sorry,
finish.
Afro.
Let me
Please,
finish. Let me finish.
please,
In the
please, hold
Bible.
on. I'm going to let you finish.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it,
Okay.
the decorum. I beg you.
Okay.
So, the man can speak for himself, right?
Yeah.
Let him speak for himself. You are not his personal assistant. Yeah? If you want to say something about this, say something about it.
Yeah,
Don't speak for
I'm
him.
just trying to help you understand his perspective. That's what I'm trying to do. So not because I totally agree with him. I don't agree with him entirely. Okay. I'm just trying to help you understand where he's coming from. So
So what is
basically,
the issue now? What are you trying to say?
basically what he's saying is that unless God manifests himself, you can't just see him. Right? So all those scriptures you all read is actually God manifesting himself, revealing himself to those people.
What?
So he's not really trying to say that God.
I don't even understand
Wait,
why
hold
you
on.
guys.
Wait, just 1 second.
No.
Can I ask you a question, Lucy?
Okay, go ahead.
Can God do all things?
Yes, God can do all things that are rational.
Can he do anything?
He can't do anything. He can do all things that are possible to do. Possible in the sense that they are logically consistent.
So God has limitations.
No, just
Okay,
just
what does it mean?
No interjections, please. No interjections, because now he will now go somewhere else.
God can do all. God can do all
Lucid,
things
Lucid.
that are logically consistent. He
Can
cannot do
God
anything
appear?
that's logically inconsistent.
Can God appear physically? Can God appear physically? Was he muted? Or?
Do you want
Someone
to answer
muted?
that?
No, I'm not asking you. I'm
Okay.
asking Lucid.
Yeah,
Lucid,
God can appear physically. He did it through Jesus.
physically?
Yes.
Can God appear physically?
Sure, he
Right.
can.
If God can appear physically, I would like for you to point out where that chapter says God appeared in spirit form.
In spirit form.
You just said to us, because God is spirit, right? So he appeared in spirit. I would like for you.
No, I didn't say he appeared in spirit form. That's not what I said.
These people, they saw God.
That
right?
exactly.
God.
They saw him physically. I did not
saw
say
him
this. I
physically.
did not say, yes, they saw him physically. Because he
Then why are you
revealed,
talking about God is spirit?
yes, what I'm trying to say, unless he reveals himself, you cannot just see him. That's the point I'm trying to make. So in those cases, he actually revealed himself. That's why they were able to see him.
Did
That's
they
all I'm
see
trying
him
to
or
say.
not? Did they see him or not?
They saw him.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah,
Tell,
they
tell
saw
your
him.
fellow, tell your fellow
I
Christian.
believe they
Tell your
didn't
fellow
see him.
Christian.
If you can give me just 2 minutes to
Yeah,
just
go
wrap
on,
up this
go
thing,
on.
you will get what I'm going. I
Okay,
believe they
go
didn't
on.
see him. If you just give me 2 minutes uninterrupted, or 1 minute even uninterrupted, you will get my point.
Yeah. All right, go on. I'm listening.
Good. Just uninterrupted. In that same Exodus 33, verse 23, that was the first time God appeared physically. If you read, you now discover that what you saw before that time was not a physical appearance.
You're already
Because,
lying to us.
eh?
You're already
Exodus
lying to us.
33.
You're
Exodus 33.
already lying to us because this God
No,
used
now
to come
hold on.
down.
Now
This
hold on.
This
okay.
God used to come down and fellowship with Adam and Eve. Remember?
The first his presence. Adam did not see him physically. His presence. Yes. Okay. Now in verse 30, in verse 23 of Exodus 33.
Show me where you get. No, show me where you get this information.
I said you can give me 1 minute, just 1 minute,
Okay,
uninterrupted,
I will let
please.
you, but I would like a source for where Adam did not see him physically.
Okay, I will get there. But let me finish and round up this one. In
Okay,
Exodus
go on.
33, verse 23, that was the first time God appeared to Moses in that sequence. And the only thing he allowed Moses to see in his physical person was his back. So if you read Exodus 33, verse 23, continuing for where they stopped, he said, then I will remove my hand and you will see my back, but my face must not be seen. So if you say God, they really saw God in previous verses, why will God say Moses cannot see his face? So I'm trying to explain something to you people that you need to understand. That is the fact that this is the fact that I'm trying to explain to you.
That's what. What are you trying to explain?
That's what we call theophany. Theophany is God showing in various forms. Like if you saw what those people saw, they saw like a sapphire, brick and everything and so on. Okay, what's it called? Jacob saw. He saw a man. So God can show up in theophanies in man form. But the only time God appeared himself in his glory in physical form was in verse 23 of Exodus 33. And he told Moses, you cannot see my face.
Kind of demystified. Long time no see. Listen, Siloam, you can call it whatever you call it. We call it contradictions. These are the contradictions in the Bible. On the one hand, the Bible will tell you that God does not show himself to anybody, right? That God, anybody who sees God, they will not live. And on the other hand, people are seeing God. Not only are they seeing God, they're eating and drinking with this God. We call that a contradiction. You understand? But you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can make it make sense however you want it. But for us,
okay, we don't call it contradiction. We don't call it contradiction because we have evidence.
Silo game.
The Bible.
Can I ask you a question, please? I'm just listening now. I would like to ask you questions. Okay, I want to agree.
Let's tap on the screen. We're still at 25.
I want to agree
we're still at 25K likes. Come on, people now. Come on.
I want to agree about what you said, that Moses only saw the back of God, and that is the only physical time that anybody has seen God, see God. But who wrote the book of Genesis in the first place? According to your argument, who wrote the book of Genesis? Because we are quoting Genesis 30:32 for you, and you said it never happened. So who wrote the book of Genesis?
My brother, that verse wasn't inspired by the Holy Spirit. You listen to what he's going to say.
No, who wrote it? Who wrote it?
Yeah, he's going to tell you the person wrote it without the inspiration. That's why it sounds bad.
So I just want to know who wrote it. I want him to.
Okay, I will never say what you said. I will only
tell you. I understand. Just tell me who wrote the
beautiful.
Genesis.
Moses wrote the book of Genesis. He wrote.
So is Moses lying? Wait, is Moses lying or Holy Spirit lying when he revealed to Moses that Jacob? Wait now. You are not on point. Let
Okay.
somebody finish. So
Okay. Sorry about that.
Is Moses lying, or Holy Spirit lied to Moses when he revealed that Jacob Moses was not alive when Jacob existed? They are not in the same timeline. So it will have been Holy Spirit revealing that story to Moses. So what you are telling us is that Moses is lying, or Holy Spirit is lying to Moses by writing in the book Genesis that Jacob saw God face to face.
Can I answer now?
You can answer.
Now, if you yourself read those texts, it's just that we are not reading the old text. If you read those texts, you will find out what each of them saw. It was written clearly what each of them saw. But I'm being ambushed to show you what they saw. And I told you it's what we call theophany. Theophany is that God can appear in various forms. Just to answer what Afro said, Afro asked, can God do everything? Can God appear in
You are not answering my question.
I'm answering your question. If you listen, I'm answering your question, sir. If you listen, I'm answering your question. Your question is this: did Moses lie? Moses did not lie. The Holy Spirit inspired wrongly. The Holy Spirit did not inspire wrongly. Moses documented by inspiration what Jacob said. Moses documented by inspiration what Nadab, what Abihu, what Aaron said that they saw. And there's
Aaron lied to Moses.
Hold on.
They all
Different places like this.
They all went together.
Yes,
They
he
were
was
all
documenting.
there
It was Moses
together.
that documented it.
What are you talking about? I hope Siloam knows that there is no evidence that this Moses character even existed. I hope you know that.
Prove it that there's no existence of Moses. Moses is the core figure, historical figure of the Jewish people, and you're saying it doesn't exist. Moses was the lawgiver, and you're saying it doesn't exist. How can you say that? Prove it.
Afro, don't bother yourself. Afro, don't bother.
How can you prove that?
Don't bother yourself.
Now that Moses did not exist. How can you say that? You understand me? Prove it.
Afro,
So
why are you even arguing?
It's very simple. It's very simple. If Moses,
correct,
brother, if Moses exists, then give us the family or the lineage of Moses that is existing today.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what you're saying? Okay, now go back 50 generations from here and tell us everything about your forefathers.
I can tell you, I'm the son of Obatala, and it's more than 50 generations now. And they still exist in Israel.
11. Hello.
Go on.
So I'm not talking about myself. No. You said Moses exists.
You're ambushing yourself now. Listen. The beautiful thing is this. The beautiful thing is this: when you read the book of Luke, you see what you asked. But I just wanted to ask you a question. It's not like it doesn't exist.
I just did.
Where the Bible mentioned everybody, their genealogy. Do you understand me? It was outlined. So go and read it. I can't start reading everything now to you here. Okay? But you will see Moses, you will see, who gave back to him, you will see his own children, you will see everything. It is documented. So don't
in the Bible, right?
Now, hold on. In what?
In the Bible.
Yes.
So Moses only exists in the Bible.
I didn't hear that.
Moses only exists in the Bible.
Go and ask the Jews and let them give you the historical evidence, the physical historical evidence of his existence.
Guys, we are wasting.
If you go online, it is so easy to find, and you're asking such a question.
Guys,
so
we are wasting our time.
What you are telling us is Moses only exists in the Bible.
Historical genealogy of Moses. Go and search, and you'll find it.
Is it in the Bible?
Let's face this matter and deal
Guys,
with it if we want to.
We are wasting our
is
time.
God is calm? That is the question. Is God is
let's talk to somebody else. We're wasting our time.
I'm gonna do something. Okay. So,
wait, can you tell me why you think God is a scam?
Yeah, thank you.
There is no evidence for God.
But what kind of evidence? I want to know what kind of evidence you think.
Looking for
Anything that proves the God to be true.
But you said God can't.
If you ask me a question, please give me an opportunity to speak. Okay? So anything that proves that this God is where you guys say he is. Whenever you guys talk about God existing, you'll describe a God sat somewhere in the sky on his chair that is sat Can you let me speak? You know what? Let me see if I
Hey,
can
let
find
her speak. Let her speak, bro.
Hold on. So there is images of God. You see him. Sometimes he sat on his chair, right? With his, sometimes he has his rod. You understand? He has his, depending on what image you get. Yeah, but usually he's in the sky somewhere. Right? God is usually in the sky somewhere up there. So, right? See, look at the God there, right? With he sat on his throne. Yeah, he's got his scepter in his hand. You understand? So now, where is it? Where is the location of where is his location?
Can I ask you a question?
In heaven.
Where's God's location? Please?
God doesn't have an image. Anyone can draw anything.
Where is God's location?
In heaven.
Can I ask you a question?
Drop location, guys. Drop location.
Can I ask you a question, Aphrodite?
Drop location.
Okay, there's no physical location, okay? There's no physical location because God is not a physical being.
Thank you for describing the scam. That right there is the scam.
No
physical location.
There's no physical location.
No physical location.
The physical reality is not all of reality.
You are just telling us about the scam.
Okay, let me say something. Let me say something.
There is no physical location for this God, but the Bible describes this God as sat up somewhere in the sky.
Exactly.
His son is sitting right next to him, by the way.
He has to reveal himself in ways that humans can relate with. Okay? God doesn't exist in the physical realm. Okay, God is a spirit. In fact, the physical reality.
What is a spirit? Lucy, what's a spirit?
What's a spirit?
Can you see the air? Can you see the air?
What is a spirit?
Can you feel the air?
I am not talking to this gentleman. I'm asking Lucy, what is a spirit?
Any being that is not confined to space-time reality. A being that is not confined to space-time reality.
And that is a force. That is force.
No, that's not force.
Okay, can we put it on Google or anywhere to define what is spirit? Spirit means. Please,
go ahead. Go ahead. You can Google it.
Wait, hold on.
But this is my understanding.
Just one second.
Yeah.
If a being is not confined to space
and time,
and reality, you are describing something that doesn't exist.
No.
Yes.
Abstract objects. Okay, tell me, are abstract objects real?
You are describing
answer my question.
That doesn't exist.
No.
If it
are
is
abstract objects
if it is
real?
not, if it is, so you're saying that spirit is abstract.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about abstract objects now.
You just told us
abstract objects real?
You told us it's a being, right?
Yes.
You said it's a being, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's a being. And how can a being exist outside of space, time, and what did you say? Reality.
Of course.
How is that? How is that being existing?
Okay, let me explain. Our physical reality. Our physical reality is confined by space and time. Now, the spatial dimensions are three: the length, breadth, and height. Okay. Now, it's possible that beyond these three spatial dimensions, there are extra dimensions of space. So if God exists, then God most likely exists in higher dimensions, not the three spatial dimensions that we are confined to. So it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist in some sort of space.
Can I say something?
You guys, please just let him finish. Just please.
I thought he's finished.
Okay. It doesn't mean that God doesn't exist in some sort of space. But if he exists in space, he exists in a higher form of space, not the three-dimensional space that we live in. Or let me say the space-time continuum, that is the three spatial dimensions and the time dimension. So he's not confined in the three spatial dimensions. That doesn't mean he doesn't exist in higher dimensions. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. That doesn't mean he does not exist in higher dimensions. Then prove that he exists in higher dimensions.
Exactly.
If
so
the
now
God
I asked you a question.
No, hold on, Lucy. You've been speaking now. Others want to speak. Afro, if the God or the angels or demons, whatever, if they don't exist in space and time, whatever, how do they come here and affect human beings?
Exactly.
Right? These spirits,
If they're outside time and space, how are they able to come here and affect us?
Now, Afro asked a question earlier. Can
No,
God
can
do
you answer
anything?
my question, please?
Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do.
So you
Afro
believe
asked
there
a
is
question earlier that can God do anything? So if
No,
God
can
is
you
all
answer my
powerful,
question? Because you just said these things are outside space and time. So how are
yes,
they
the
able
three
to come and
special
affect us here
dimensions.
in the physical when they're outside the realm?
As a matter of fact, can I answer?
Excuse me,
Can I answer a
Lucid,
question?
Lucid, 1 second.
Okay.
I want the definition of existence.
Yeah.
For something to exist, yeah,
Yes.
at its most basic, to exist means to have objective reality.
Yes.
Objective reality, to be present in the world.
Yes.
Rather than being imaginary,
Yes.
fictional, or non-existent. Let me read that to you again. At its most basic, to exist means to have objective reality, to be present in the world.
Yeah.
Rather than being imaginary, fictional, or non-existent. So for something to exist, it at least fundamentally has to be present in this world. So if you are telling us that this thing is not confined to time, space, and then it doesn't exist.
So can I respond to that?
It doesn't exist according to the definition
to that?
of existence.
So now when we talk about God, what do you understand by God? What does that word God, G-O-D, what does that mean to you?
Man-made.
A being that doesn't exist. A being that doesn't exist.
Let me tell you what God is. God is simply fundamental reality. God is fundamental reality.
What's wrong with these people?
That is to say, God is the foundation. God is a foundation
But why
upon
laugh
which
at
every
something that is
other
different from what you
thing.
believe?
Can I speak, please, Siloam?
Listen.
Meaning,
Listen.
God is a foundation upon
One
which.
second. Lucid.
Yes.
Whatever claim you are making about this God, you will have to prove.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
No, look. If everything that exists has a cause or creator, then God is the first cause. Come on.
Yeah, that's actually where I'm
That God
heading
must
to.
have a
So
creator.
God,
That
no,
God must
not,
have a creator
no,
as well.
that's not the argument. The
The
argument
one
is
who is
not
not created
everything.
but creates everything.
Why are we turning this thing into a market?
The argument is not everything that exists must have a creator. The argument is everything that begins to exist must have a creator. Now, it's not possible for everything
That's
that
ridiculous.
exists. How is that ridiculous?
That's ridiculous. Who
Explain
created
to
your
me how.
creator? Because if you're saying
That's,
the old
it's
things
just
have
like
a creator,
asking,
who
it's just like
created your
asking,
creator?
it's just like asking who baked the baker. It doesn't make sense.
Wait,
Who
hello.
created
Did you
your
say?
creator?
Did you say anything that exists? Did you
Everything
say
that
anything that
begins, everything that begins to exist must
okay?
have a creator.
Anything that begins to exist.
Yes.
Did your God begin to exist?
He didn't begin to exist. That's why he's exempted from that rule.
So you know what you just did there.
Okay.
You know what you just did there.
What did I just do?
You're just trying to twist words.
I'm not
about
trying to twist
beginning
words.
to exist.
Everything
Okay,
that exists.
You know what? Prove that God has always existed. Prove it.
Okay, let me give you a proof. Now,
Yeah, go on.
everything that exists either contingently or necessarily. And what that means is that everything that exists contingently exists because they're caused to exist by something else. Whereas anything that exists necessarily exists by the necessity of its own being. It wasn't caused to exist by anything else. So it's not possible for everything that exists to exist contingently, because you're going to have an infinite regress of caused causes, which is logically impossible. So you have to have a stopping point. You have to terminate at a point where you need something.
Where was this God 10,000 years ago?
Hold on,
10,000 years
land.
ago.
Why are you always doing this?
The universe is even 14.7 billion years. So
your God is not
we
that old.
need to let this, because I think We miss out on it when they're still speaking, and we
Yeah,
The
exactly.
thing is, they go on and
So,
on and on and on.
I'm trying to
We're
say.
falling
Okay,
asleep.
look, can I
Try and
speak?
keep
Can I
it.
speak?
Try and keep it short,
Can you just
please.
let me finish my
You know,
thoughts?
just keep
I
it short
was,
and
I was,
sweet, because you know, it
I was,
becomes monotonous.
I was
You know,
explaining my
especially with
thoughts. You
your
didn't
flat
even let
voice,
me to
people will
finish
fall
it.
asleep. There's 140 people here listening. We want to.
So
Everybody wants to learn.
I said
So please,
everything.
Then let's give the chance to
yeah.
let them.
At least if you can make it quick.
So I said everything that exists either exists contingently or necessarily. Things that exist contingently are things that are caused to exist by something else. And I said it's not possible for everything that exists in all of reality to exist contingently. You have to have a necessary existence. And that's the foundation of reality. That foundation, which is the foundation upon which every other thing that exists is built upon. So that's why I say God is fundamental reality. And God is that necessary being that gives contingency to every other contingent reality.
What God are you talking about, by the way?
Talking about the God of classical theism. Or let me say the God of monotheism.
Okay, guys. Wait,
Sorry.
Miss,
I'm talking about
you
the
believe?
God of
Wait, hold on.
classical
You're talking
theism.
about the classical theism according to which theist? Which group of theists?
I mean, this is a class.
Which group of theists? Muslims, Christians, Hindus? Which group of theists?
Not necessarily a particular religion.
That is why I
The idea that
asked.
God is fundamental reality
okay.
doesn't belong to a
Listen.
particular
That is why
religion.
I asked the question that I asked Alfred. That
It
was
doesn't
this
belong
God
to.
there 10,000 years ago? Where was this
Yes.
God 10,000 years ago?
He's eternal. He's
How
eternal.
can,
You're
okay,
talking of
if he's
10,000 years ago.
eternal,
He's
if
eternal.
he's eternal, can you show me the
Yes.
people that worshipped him 10,000 years ago?
Please, can I
10,000
ask?
years
I'm
ago,
speaking.
humans
Just
were
let
not
me
even in
speak now.
existence.
God damn.
Humans were not existing 10,000 years ago. Are you okay?
Of course. Oh my God.
Humans have
Which
been in
human was
existence
existing
for over
10,000 years ago?
250,000 years. Hinduism,
Where did you get
Zoroastrianism,
that information
animism, those are
Guys,
religions
please
older
now,
than this
please.
God.
Me, I was
Wait, do you guys,
talking. I
Oh,
just
sorry,
talked
Afro.
over. Come on, man. Please.
guys, do you guys believe every cause needs another cause before it?
No.
Why? How?
I want to know what God you are talking about.
Okay. Can I say
Not
something?
Not you. The gentleman who's talking about
Can I speak after him?
the classical
Classical
God of
theism.
what? Classical theism.
theism. Yes.
Sorry, what do you mean by classical theism?
Theism, belief in God, regardless of religion. So classical theism is the classical philosophical view of God.
Does this involve the polytheists, pantheists?
No, basically the monotheism.
So the God of classical monotheism.
Yes.
So is this according to the Muslims or the Christians?
Regardless, I'm trying to give you a rational. I didn't want to go.
You listen. You
Okay.
can't do this. You
Okay.
can't. When we're having this kind of conversations now, decide this God has to remain elusive. Oh, it's the God of classical theism. Listen, you need to break it. You need to come down to our
Okay,
level. Do you understand? If you're talking about classical theism,
yes,
there is nothing classically theist about your religion, Christianity. Nothing.
I have not even mentioned Christianity yet.
Excuse me. In your religion alone, there are over 70,000 denominations. There is nothing classical about that group of theism called Christianity, even within Islam. There's no such thing, classical theism. Even, you see, can you let me speak, please?
Okay.
Even in Islam, right? There is no such thing. You're just making these things up.
I'm not making them. I'm not making them up.
It does not exist.
You just need to. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say, right? You're trying to make me to focus on which particular God I'm trying to talk about. But it's just like, let me give you this analogy. It's just like, I can give you a general description of a dog, right? Just a general description of a dog. And then when it comes to specifics, you know, we can now start talking about the German Shepherd, talk about the Rottweiler, the Bulldogs, and all that. But then there's a general, you know, description of a dog. So when I talk about the God
So
of
we're being specific now. We're being specific.
yes,
What
but we
God
have
are
to
you talking
start.
about?
We have to start
And
from.
listen, Lucid. If
Okay.
you are not prepared to be specific about your God, then I maintain my position that your God is a scam.
God is not a scam.
It is. You
God
just
is not a
describe
scam.
what you are doing. You are describing the scam right there. That's what
We
you're
have
doing.
to start from the general before we move to the specific.
So
That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
let me even engage you based on another view that God is a scam, apart from existence. Your God, does your God have father or mother?
Are you talking about?
According to Jewish mythology, does your God have father and mother? Or you just believe he does not?
In any Jewish mythology.
But your God is a Jew. He said, I'm a God of the Jews.
Yes, God of the Jews doesn't mean he's
So
a Jewish.
if you don't believe in Jewish mythology, how do you know? How can you not confirm that your God is not a scam? As a Christian, you worship Jewish God.
God, the Christian God is not a Jewish God. Yes, the man Jesus was a Jew, but the Christian God is not.
What is the name of the Christian God, sir?
Name of the Christian God.
Mm.
God.
No.
The Jews call him. The Jews
sorry,
call him Yahweh.
Sorry,
The
Jesus
Jews call him
was
Yahweh.
a Jew. Hold on. Jesus
Yes.
was a Jew.
The man
And
Jesus.
he was never a Christian. He was
The
a
man
Jewish.
Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah, the man
but
Jesus.
The Christian God, what are you talking about? So when did the Christian God start to exist?
God is an eternal being. You can't call him a Jew.
No, according to Bible, do you believe in Bible or you believe in what you just think in your head?
So when did this Christian God start to exist? That means that this Christian God started to exist when the first Christians were named. Yes.
Yes.
So that means
So if Jesus is their God, then their God is
Yes.
2,000 years old. This is where
That's
I was
right.
going when I asked him where his God was 10,000 years ago. Because he only started
10,000 years
existing
ago,
when the
humans-
Jews started worshiping him, which was around 4,500 to 5,000 years ago. This God can never be eternal.
Vessel.
Yes,
you know what is very amazing about what he's saying? He knows the truth that Yahweh had a father and a mother.
Yes.
You know, and number two, Yahweh told what he become today. Yahweh was a cast out God, according to Jewish mythology. He went to contact Abraham and taught Abraham how to fight war, how to use deceit, to take what doesn't belong to Abraham. Basically taught Abraham how to steal people's belongings. So I think Lucid knows this mythology. But once I brought it up, he quickly detached from Yahweh that no, Yahweh cannot have a father. Even the Jews never deny Yahweh having a father. But as a Christian, they omit that truth, from their congregations. Even they know, according to scholarly work, everywhere you go, you will see
if you're
the name
talking
of
about
Yahweh
the
Father.
Trinity,
And according to Bible, the supreme God in the Bible is not Yahweh. When they say the most high God, they are not talking about Yahweh in the Bible. Do you agree with that or not?
I don't know. I don't even know where you're getting all these things from.
Okay,
From your Bible.
In the Bible,
No, it's
when they
definitely
said,
not in the Bible.
okay, when they said the Most High in the Bible, are they talking about Yahweh or El?
They are the same. Yahweh, El.
No, they are not the
What are you
same.
talking about?
They are not the
So
same.
where did you get the idea that they are not the same?
I don't know. I don't know
You
if
don't know where you get where you
if
got
my
the
prophetess
idea.
Yahweh
is
is the Canaanite
available.
god of war. Yahweh
So
has always
no,
been
no,
the Canaanite
Yahweh is not before
I do not
Yahweh?
know.
Huh?
I do not know.
You do
It's not
not know.
relevant.
So it's not
relevant.
relevant. Who is that God,
Yes.
not supreme God?
It's not relevant.
No, you don't say it's not. It's relevant. You said only God one exists. Only
So,
one God exists.
Akara,
Yeah.
Only
Akara,
one
Okay, my
God.
bro.
I've tried to help you, yeah? Just
Okay.
I typed the origins of Yahweh. So Yahweh originated as an ancient Semitic deity in the southern Levant, Median, northwest Arabian desert during the late Bronze or early Iron Age, likely a storm or warrior god originally. So Yahweh was originally a storm or warrior god. It was one of those lesser gods, god of the storm, god of the god of a warrior, yeah, warrior god. He was adopted by early Israelite tribes before becoming the national god of Israel and Judah, eventually absorbing other deities like El and Baal. Right? The key aspects, geographic origin. Most scholars place the earliest worship of Yahweh in the southern regions of Canaan, specifically within Midian, Edom, Teman, often called. Early depictions suggest that Yahweh was a deity associated with storms, fire, and war, rather than a monolithic creator God.
Can you help me to Google? Does Yahweh have parents? God to be the supreme God of the world, not
As
of
they
Israel.
understood it, he was the
Lucid,
supreme
They
God.
never made him a supreme god, though. They never did. They
They
just
never did.
adopted
Okay.
him as their god.
Okay, can you, Lucid, can you read what Afro brought up in the screen, please? If you can read it. Or if you can read
It's here for everyone to see.
Okay, I can read
Yahweh.
it. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you can read this.
So, Father L. Many scholars believe that in the earliest layers, someone has an echo. Do you see it? I think that's you. So, many scholars believe that in the earliest layers of Israelite belief, Yahweh was viewed as one of the 70 sons of El, the supreme patriarch God, and his consort Asherah. Evidence for this is often cited in the Dead Sea Scrolls version of Deuteronomy 32, 8-9, which describes Elion, the Most High.
Elion is the what?
The Most High.
So basically,
El
Yahweh
Elyon.
is never the Most High. It is Elion. Go ahead.
El Elyon. Okay. Dividing the nations among the sons of God, with Yahweh receiving Israel as his portion. So Elion divided the nations among his sons, and Yahweh he gave Israel. Okay, so his mother Asherah in the Ugaritic texts and early Semitic mythology, Asherah is the mother of the gods. Archaeological finds such as the Contilet Adjud inscriptions mention Yahweh and his Asherah. Those scholars debate whether she was viewed as his mother or his wife or consort in that specific context. So
You have another request. Can you please put in? I want to show you that Yahweh is just an idol, a stone cast by man. Can you put archaeological evidence of Yahweh? to even know. So we don't know.
We are just wasting our time here.
You proof. Let's talk about Yahweh. You are the one telling us Yahweh.
No, you said
created.
you claim
So
it's beyond
brother,
human
what do you
knowledge.
see? Which picture you?
Listen,
I don't. If you can just Afroitist. Once you put it on Google, go to the picture side.
I've got the pictures. I've already got the pictures.
Okay, then put the pictures up.
I've got the pictures. You want the pic? Before I do the pictures, let me read this one now. Then.
Okay.
So archaeological evidence for Yahweh places the earliest known reference in the 14th to the 13th centuries BCE within Egyptian records, identifying a nomadic group in the region of Edom and Midian. Key findings include the solid inscriptions. Okay, let me see. These artifacts suggest a transformation. These artifacts suggest a transformation from a regional, possibly southern deity into the national God of Israel and Judah. So that means that Yahweh transformed. Yeah, he was a small little boy God once upon a time, but later on became the big daddy. Yeah, but then these are the let's see, let's have a look. This is what I can find for Yahweh. Akara, any good for you?
Yes, that's the first one. The first one is the best.
The first one? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Those are the archaeological evidence of Yahweh found while digging. So you see the first one in Wikipedia, that is the picture of Yahweh. That is the picture of as funded by the Israelites themselves. If you click on that Yahweh Wikipedia,
You want me to do it?
Yeah, just click on it, and they give. This history of Israel, and this is one of the reasons the Jews hate Christianity.
Hey.
Do you know that the Jews hate Christians with passion?
Before I turned on this live stream, I was watching a video where they were asking Jews, right? Is it okay to spit on Christians? These people were saying yes. That they stole from I can look for the video and show you guys, right?
I have something similar to that.
The disgust. Oh my.
Because the Jew, even in Israel, that you worship their God, they don't allow Christians to thrive. Christianity.
No, but the thing is, how can
Judaism
a God?
is a different thing from Christianity.
Hold on, Lucid. How can one God be the God of two separate, different, distinct religions? It doesn't make sense at all.
Afro, can I please make a very
Hey, Dr. Papu.
Hey, Afro.
Akara, look now, you need this information.
I have the information already. I'm just trying to show it to Lucid to know that everything he believes in is a scam.
It's not a scam. It's not a scam, Akara.
Okay, those are the Hasidic Jews.
So
thanks for clarifying. Susan, thanks for clarifying that those are the Hasidic Jews that are doing that. Gotcha.
Afro versus
I stand corrected.
Mr. Akara. I must agree with Mr. Akara. And the reason why I'm saying that is that it's a common thing that Christians do all the time. And it's very, very disturbing that you see really, really smart or people that sound smart that are Christians, and you see them making really, 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 really disturbing statements. And they know deep down when they use logic to analyze their book and everything. But what they try to do is they try to find a way to spin it, in some way to try and make sense. They try to use buzzword. They try to use intelligent statement to try and make all of these things make sense. And if you read the book well, you will know that even based on the contradictions, that none of it makes sense. Like it's so easy. Even the story of creation itself. How can you say, let there be light, and there was light, but then you create the sun after that? It doesn't make any sense. And the sad part is that they know this shit. They know that this thing doesn't make sense. Like one of my boys always said that Christianity, you trying to defend it will make you sound like a fucking idiot or like a total douchebag, and it's really disturbing, And sometimes I feel like the reason why some of them go this far to try and defend it is because they've been too deep into it and they can't just, face reality and admit that none of this shit makes sense. They just want to keep, rolling it and grinding it, with the hope that it will stick one day.
So, let me still review. Do you know, according to Jewish mythology, Adam is not somebody they portray like the first creation. Adam translated to humankind, just the humankind. That is the word Adam, according to Jewish mythology. And one of the problems we are having is the Christians trying to portray a Jewish God. It belongs to the Jews. It's the God of the Jews. And they are trying to distort the history of the Jews, to do something that does not make sense. The Jewish, you will never see a Jew evangelizing about come and accept Yahweh as your Lord and Savior. They will never do that. You can only be a Jew by ritual, and it takes like 6 years or more. So, but when you engage Christians and you are talking about this thing is not for me as a black person. I'm not a Jew. They will start telling you that, putting it on your throat, that you're supposed to accept what they are saying. And when you started asking them questions, they will start lying. They will use lies to mesh lies, use lies to cover lies. And when you question about, they will now deny, we are not worshiping the God of the Jew, we are worshiping the Supreme Creator. So if you ask them, who is the Supreme Creator, they will refuse to recognize the God of the Jew. Because once they recognize the God of the Jew, the Christianity will crumble. And this is one of the reasons, even in Israel, Christianity is just 3% or 1.5%. You don't see much of a Christian in Israel because of their lies and trying to distort some people's mythology, to destroy some people's identity. I'm a Yoruba person, I'm not a Jew. I don't see reason I should adopt something that does not belong to me. So your God, the Christianity God, is based on scam. Number one, they don't have knowledge of the God they are worshiping. They just only know what the Roman told them. That is scam. Number two, even Jesus never claimed to come from the word. Only Paul made that statement. And some people, maybe the disciple. Jesus was a very pro-racist. Jesus is a racist, according to the Bible. A very racist. And Jesus is not a figure. Then we can say, okay, he's a good person. Because I can be giving you some verses in the Bible, New Testament, that you can know that Jesus told with sword. He ordered, he said, he ordered his disciple, they should go and purchase sword. And after they purchase sword, he told them, go and untie that monkey. And if anybody asks, who asked you to bring that monkey? Tell them, donkey, tell them, it's the God, the God needs.
A master needs it.
So he said, tell them, God needs, God needs use of it. So if Jesus ordered people to go and buy sword, and after they bought the sword, they should go and use the sword to untie a donkey that does not belong to them. Is that not a hired armed robber? And that is who you are expecting me to accept as my God. You know, Jesus said, I brought sword to the world, you know, to destroy the world, bring agony to the world, you know, turn the father against father, or a mother, a son against his mother. And you are not telling me that person is holy. I should accept that person, you know. So if Jesus is your God, Jesus is calm. Why is Jesus is calm? Is because you only, the story of Jesus from his birth to 12 years, everything from 12 years is missing. Then Jesus appeared, you know, like a spirit, 30 years. Then you only follow 3 years of Jesus' life. What about those years? Was he an hired assassin? Was he a rapist? Was he, you know, was he an outlaw at all in any country? Where was he in that 3 years? You don't know. You just assume he's an holy of holy. Until you tell me the history of Jesus from 12 years to 30 years, then I will believe Jesus committed no crime. He was not an hired assassin or armed robber.
Akara, he definitely committed some sins because he had a baptism. The only baptism John was offering was a baptism of repentance. So he had to have that baptism. And mind you, that baptism is not something that Jewish people practice. John the Baptist was not practicing Judaism. He had his own, cult that he had. But Jesus went to him to have a baptism of repentance. And then suddenly we see the Holy Spirit coming to rest on him when he comes out of the water. So prior to that, he couldn't the Holy Spirit couldn't rest on him because he had not repented. So clearly he did something.
I'm sorry, Vessel. This is the first time I'm hearing someone call John the Baptist a cultist, and it's so
He had his own cult. What were they called?
Yeah, I'm just saying it's the first time I'm hearing someone calling him a cultist.
Yeah, he had his own
Isn't
cult.
he a cultist? He's trying to pastor
He is. He is. I'm just saying it's hilarious for me that I'm hearing someone call him.
His followers were called Mandaeans. They were called Mandaeans, and these people used to baptize every day. Dr. Papus.
Afro,
their belief was to be baptized every single day.
Yeah. Do you know what angered me most about Jesus? When the Christians are talking about Jesus, you know, they talk about a meek, somebody that hates crime, somebody that supports humanity. But once you ask them, why is Jesus not against slavery? And they will start telling you, you know, nonsense. Why is Jesus in support of slavery? In everything in the Bible, Jesus never preached once against slavery. He even encouraged it. Slaves should follow their masters so they can honor God, honor him. So I think we need to reveal a lot of things about Jesus, you know. So maybe if you said you don't accept Yahweh as your God and you only accept Jesus, then we should go to the character of Jesus biblically. Then started to reveal a lot of how Jesus told, how he had anger issues. Jesus had anger issues, you know. He has power, but he need to command the tree to, because that tree in the season cannot produce fruit, you know.
Can I say something about the Jesus character?
Yeah, I would like to list it.
Okay, so that Jesus character, you are right in saying that the way they have made him out as though he is some kind of holier than thou character. We all know this character just came up from nowhere and claims to be the son of God, right? We don't know his beginnings. We hear there's a story written about his mother being conceived by a ghost, and we know that virgins don't conceive by ghosts. It's never happened before, and they say extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So, if your Jesus was fathered by a ghost, then I'm sorry, somebody would need to prove to me that Mary's pregnancy was of the spirit or the ghost or whatever impregnated her. Now that Jesus You look at his the way he treated, number one, his mother, treated his parents. He was not nice to them at all. Now, Akara, you're talking about the years that Jesus was missing. There are books that talk about the missing years of Jesus. There are books that tell about the missing years of that character. And the reason why those books are missing is because when these believers read about the missing years of Jesus, when they hear the name, even they themselves will do, oh gosh, no, you go vomit. Yeah? Jesus, for me, there's one particular story where a woman she had a sick child. She left the child at home, traveled very far to go and look for this Jesus man. She finally finds him. He's there with his disciples. She's shouting at the top of her lungs, Son of David, Jesus, Son of David, help me, help me. She's shouting. Jesus ignores her. Completely ignores. She's shouting on top of her lungs for this guy to, but Jesus ignores her. The disciples had to go and meet her. Had to go and meet Jesus and say, look, can you please just either you attend to this woman or something, because she is not going anywhere. Then and after then, that's when he now decides to go and see the lady. Lady, what can I do for you? Now she tells him about her child. Oh, no. I didn't come for your kind. No, I only came for the lost sheep of my own father's house. Not your type. Called her, he referred to her as a dog, a mother whose sick child is at home. Hey, when I read that,
don't forget too hard. And Jesus decided to only heal her when she accepts she's a dog.
Yeah, okay. She had to accept that she was a dog. Hey, I thought about my own mother. That my own mother would go and meet an individual and you would treat my mother like that. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. I don't care who you think you are. No. We read stories about Jesus where he was badly behaved, but somehow you all want us to just ignore his bad behavior. He sees a man with a legion demons. Him and the demons start having a conversation. Jesus and demons are having conversations. Hey, don't put us inside don't kick us out. Just throw us inside the pigs. Jesus caused the death of all those pigs. And the text says he just got up and left. None of his business. Told the people to go and buy weapons. Why? Because he was trying to bring a prophecy to fulfillment, a prophecy that said he was going to walk among criminals. You're making these gentlemen who left their jobs, left their homes, left their families, left everything, you're turning them out into criminals. Guys, it's time to remove the rose-tinted glasses that they use to deceive you. It's time to remove them. Read the Bible for what it is. Read it as the book. There's no divinity at all inside the Bible, none whatsoever. Open the book, read it. Many people have read the Bible and they became atheists after reading the Bible. The problem with a lot of y'all don't read the text. Read it. Read it and ask yourself, in fact, put yourself in the stories inside the Bible. Put yourself in the stories. Imagine that you were one of the children of Israel, right? You come away from Egypt. They bring you to the desert. 40 years, and they expect you to eat manna every single day, and you dare to open your mouth and complain. They go buy you once and for all. They'll just buy you because you complain about what you are eating. These people are meandering through the desert 40 years. Yet, no, guys, let's not do this, man. This is enough. They lied to us for too long. We're done.
Afro, do you know Jesus never tell his disciples to go and preach to the Jews?
Yes, I know.
To the non-Jews. If
it
you
was
read,
after, if not after they say he resurrected, then he now said, it was his ghost. His ghost that said, telling them, go out 2 by 2 and go and talk to the Gentiles. And then Paul comes along and starts talking nonsense.
They made that up according to Jewish the people that witnessed that event. They said Jesus never resurrected. They even make it known that Jesus is a criminal. That he committed a grave sin, like one of the greatest sin to commit to a nation or your own people is treason, to betray your own people, and that was what Jesus did. He committed treason.
Akara, do you know what I found out? Do you know what I found out recently?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'll go and do the research and see that the books written by Paul were written before the Gospels were written.
What?
Oh Lord, yes.
A lot of
that Paul's books were written before the Gospels were written.
I always have that problem with Paul. Normally, I know that Paul is a scam. So I always have problem with Paul. I know something is wrong. Something is fishy about that Paul.
Some believe that Paul is actually Josephus, because
Josephus does not exist. It's just a made-up character to checkmate Paul. They just want that Josephus' character was invented just to give excuse that Jesus exists.
No, Josephus was actually part of the Jewish rebellion. That's how the story goes.
Okay.
So he was part of the Jewish rebellion, and then he got caught. So when he got caught, he got his name changed to Josephus Flavian or whatever it is to make it more Greek. And then he was given a task to rewrite the story. Now, if you
what they said that Josephus was in existence, he was living when Jesus was alive. That's what they
most
claim.
Most of what is written actually happened before the fall of the second temple, right? After the fall of the temple, basically they had been defeated and they had to rewrite everything. Now, it is important, the part about where Jesus was or who Jesus is. Jesus is not one person. It's a collection of different characters. So when you talk about, if you read Josephus is actually a good person to read. If you read Josephus, he talks about the Egyptian, right? That's where you have Jesus going to Egypt. He has the character of the Egyptian. He has Judas of Galilee, right? Judas of Galilee is another person who was fighting against the Romans, right? You have Isa, Manu, who was a prince who also fight against the Romans. So you have all these characters, different stories. That's why on the cross, you have 3 people, right? Now, in the story, they tell you the other 2 were basically thieves, right? But the translation of thieves is actually rebels. Right? But if they tell you they are rebels, you'll kind of get the idea, right? That these people are getting executed for rebelling, right? Then you'll kind of get the idea what Jesus is doing up there. But is basically 3 people. Now, if you read a lot of Josephus's work, he has all these characters within his own work. He's got the Egyptian, which is where Jesus goes to Egypt. He's got Judas of Galilee, right? Which some says is the Judas in the story, right? Because Judas of Galilee basically said the Jewish people cannot pay taxes to the Romans, because if they pay taxes to the Romans, the Roman king becomes God, right? Because the Jewish people can only pay tax to God, right? So they had to write the story in such a way that Judas becomes, that person of Judas of Galilee becomes a villain, and he gets written into the story of Judas of Galilee. And that's why Jesus has to address the question of who do the Jewish people pay taxes to, right? And what Jesus says, give to God what belongs to God, and give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So he addresses all these. So the story of Jesus we are reading is actually to address what happened during the Jewish rebellion. So it's not one character. And if you read Josephus, when you read that Paul went to see James and Simon, right? Josephus actually writes who James and Simon are. And they are the sons of Judas of Galilee, who also got executed by the Romans. So the pieces are like written, in there, but they are all over the place. And you have to like connect the dots. But the story is written.
They are called
in
allegories. They used allegories.
Yeah. So the story is there.
All right, I'm just going to ask again. Who does Josephus say James is son of?
James and Simon, James and Simon were sons of Judas of Galilee.
They wanted to read the text. Thanks.
Yeah. So if you read on Judas of Galilee, it speaks about
right. But when we're talking about James and Simon, are you saying that the statement? Well. Are we saying that the same James and Simon? Because the problem is there are multiple.
The thing is, are they the same, right? But the whole idea is that a lot of these characters we're seeing the same names, right? We are seeing the same a lot of repetition within the text. You get what I'm saying?
How about the use of Mary?
You are seeing the same names. You are seeing the same places. Like when you talk about Mount Olives, right? You are seeing the Egyptian going to Mount Olives as well, right? So we are seeing the same story, just with different names, different people, but it's kind of like the same stories. And once you connect the dots, you kind of like get the idea. It's all over the place.
I'm going to be honest, I'm a little worried when people say connect the dots like that without direct evidence those are the dots.
Yeah, but what is the direct evidence? You can either connect the dots, right? Or you can
well, the thing is,
go by what is written. But these are different dots that can be connected.
When we do historical research and analysis, we have to be worried and careful about connecting dots that aren't there.
Yeah, but these are historical research by historians.
I understand. However, when you check, for one thing, many scholars don't think this is an actual historical account in Josephus. That more likely this is more of a, what's it called? It's not so much an account, but it's a combination of items constructed to serve his own interest and viewpoint. The part I'm going to point out is we have multiple names of certain people because certain names were common. And to make the connection that these are the same characters as from the Bible, we have to be careful of that. Because the same there is a
historians are making these connections, right? There are historians who are making these connections. So it's not like
connection.
You can look it up. There, I was reading. There's an article. There was some research done by is it Ralph Ellis or so, and then he's had several back and forth. There are multiple historians who have made these connections, but usually they will just dismiss them and say, "Oh, this is just fringe idea," as usual.
Well, now,
but these connections exist.
Ralph Ellis is the name of the person.
Yeah, Ralph Ellis.
Ellis. Ellis?
Yeah.
Right. You do know this isn't a historian, right? Ralph Ellis is not a historian.
He's written on there. He's gone into the
not
history.
a historian.
Okay, well, he's written a historical account on it.
Well, he wrote books, but he's not a historian. Is he citing historians in the book?
Yeah, he makes references. I don't know what you're picking up.
The reason why I'm picking
he makes
is
reference.
because I am a historian, and when I'm hear claims like this, I want to check the examination of who's making the claims and why.
So have you never heard any of this? You are a historian,
no.
and you've never heard any of this.
Not as an actual historical connection to anything. But
as a historian,
hold on. Let me finish. The reason why I'm making the statement that I'm making is your source so far is Ralph Ellis, who doesn't actually have anything behind him to show that he's a credible source.
As a historian, have you not heard about Judas of Galilee?
I know about Judas of Galilee. What I'm making the claim of is that you're making the claim that the same Judas in this story is a Judas that's in the Bible story.
I'm not saying it's the same. I'm saying there are some connections within the text.
Right.
Have you heard of the Egyptian?
Wait a minute, hold on. Are you saying it's the same, or are you not saying it's the same?
I'm not saying it's the same. I'm saying that there are some connections, right, within Josephus's text of some of these characters.
Right, but the problem is you're claiming the character is the same one, or else this doesn't mean anything.
Did I say it's the same one? I'm saying that there are some connections with the characters.
Hold on, let me explain. Because what is the core statement of this discussion? What's the core point of it that you're trying to get across?
That there are other explanations outside of the Bible of what is going on within the text, right?
So you're saying that this is historical evidence of the events of the Bible?
I'm saying there are other historical references you can go outside of the Bible.
Are you saying that this
I don't understand. What is the arguments we are having right now? What is the
argument is when you make a claim like that, people tend to believe that it is true, because if you use historical evidence, it becomes truth. When you say you have a historical evidence about another story, you're trying to corroborate it and draw a connection.
I
understand that.
Okay.
The problem I'm getting right now is...
Hold on, Jeffrey. We have historical references, right?
You're saying it's not the same reference.
We have historical references, right?
Of what? Wait a minute. Of what specifically? Be specific.
Okay. We have Josephus, for instance.
Okay.
Right?
What Josephus saying for what event?
Whatever event we are talking about. Now, we've got the Bible.
It matters.
Oh my God.
You have to be exact.
Okay. We've got the Bible, right?
Right. Which are the claims?
Okay. Now, do we just read the Bible and accept what is in the Bible? Or we say, okay, wait a minute, right?
You need historical evidence outside the claim. I know that.
Exactly. So
the problem is I'm looking at what you're stating, and there isn't a historical connection between the two.
People have made historical connection of the
one is
Bible.
Totally fictional. One is totally fictional, very fictional. I don't know if I can prove the other one is true. Whatever happened in the Bible story, all fictional.
I'm saying that when people talk about the Bible, right? When people talk about the Bible, they think all that is within the Bible, right?
No,
and I'm saying
what we're saying is the claims aren't substantiated outside the Bible. There's a reason why we don't teach the Bible. Wait a minute. There's a reason why we don't teach the Bible as historical truth. Because we don't have external evidence for the events.
Very true. True.
Okay. There is more, right? There is more. Josephus wrote more on Judas of Galilee than he wrote of Jesus, right?
Correct. The Jesus references, there aren't any actual Jesus references. One's an interpolation and one is of a completely different character.
Okay.
Jesus of Galilee does not mean it's the same. Judas in Galilee does not mean it's the same Judas from the Bible.
What I'm saying is that there are connections, right?
No,
there are connections that people
Having
can read.
The same name does not mean it's the same person.
Come on, man. You are an intellectual. I'm saying, if you are going to read the story, what I'm saying is very simple. It's not complicated.
It is complicated.
You know why if you are going to read the story,
you know why it's complicated.
Right?
You can watch a movie and you might see something similar. It doesn't mean every other person sees something similar.
But what I'm saying is that
what you are calling similar might not actually be similar if it's not exact. So don't you? It is relative. When you say you looked at this story and you're trying to draw similarity between two things that are not together.
Jeff, I'm saying, right, when we talk about what is in the Bible, right, very often we do not make references of anything outside of the Bible, right? Atheist Cat is a historian, right? So he understands that when you are reading the Bible, right, look for other things outside of the Bible. Like when we talk about Jesus, was Jesus a man? Was Jesus a person? Was Jesus a combination of different people, right?
And I say he's not. He's a figure. It's a mythology.
Yes, you say he's a mythology. Now you don't have a problem with saying. You say he's a mythology. You don't have a problem with saying he's a mythology, right?
Because we don't have evidence for him.
Okay, but historians say. Some historians say he was a historical figure.
And I asked you to show the text that shows that claim, and we examine it.
Do historians say he was do some historians say he was a historical figure?
And some don't, which is why I asked you to show the text.
Exactly.
Evidence. No, we look at the evidence. And so far, what I'm seeing from you isn't evidence of Jesus or Judas.
What you mean isn't of
having
of
similar
Jesus
names does not mean the stories connect.
That is the thing.
I'm not saying the stories. I'm saying that yes, the stories connect because one of Josephus is one of the people we reference in these stories.
No, we don't. You reference Josephus to prove the Bible's true.
I'm not proving. Oh my God, we are having a completely different conversation
Are
here.
you trying to use the Josephus to give information that events of the Bible happened? Yes or no?
I'm not saying the events of the Bible happened. That's not my argument. I'm saying that a lot of what is within the Bible, right? A lot of the story that is within the Bible. If you go outside of the Bible, you can see some of these pieces or fragments of what is in the Bible.
That's
what I'm
the
saying.
problem I'm having. You're trying to force pieces in when there's not actual direct evidence that these pieces connect. That's the problem.
I'm not saying the piece. Okay, I'm not saying the pieces have to connect, right?
I'm saying that's the whole point.
But you can have these. I'm saying you can look in the Bible, right? You can look outside the Bible, and you can see these references. How else are historians going to make these references?
What did I just say? You are trying to make the pieces connect. That is literally what you keep saying. Then you say you're not. That is what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it so that the Judas in the Bible is the same Judas as in Josephus' work. That is what you're talking about.
I'm saying that
demystify.
These are references outside of the Bible.
Demystify.
It's not a reference because you haven't shown it's the same one.
There is a saying that geniuses see differences. Every other people try to see similarities. If you're a genius, what makes you different is when you are able to analyze the differences. It's very easy to see similar things. I can tell you that they copied the character of Joseph, the father of Jesus, as a dreamer, and Joseph as a dreamer. If you look at the story of Moses in the Old Testament, it's similar to that of Jesus. Being in the water, coming out, going to the mountain, the way Moses went, I can draw similarities. But it doesn't. You can see many similarities and stuff, but it doesn't make them the same. Being able to isolate issues as they are Because when you start doing that, you start giving people claims to believe that they can substantiate whatever facts that they have. Let's leave what it is. Let's leave fiction as fiction. Let's leave fiction as fiction. It's all fiction.
Yeah, but what
It's
I don't
all
what I don't
fiction,
understand
man.
what I don't understand in this conversation, right? It's like when we are talking about history, right? History is about looking at connections and looking at stories and how these stories develop, right?
Direct connections. Direct connections.
Yeah, or
Not
you can say direct
assumed connections,
direct
not-
connections. But how do you get to the direct connections?
Well, let's go with the.
You don't just get to the direct connections, poof, and then you say, "Oh, that's a direct connections," right?
Well, actually, there is a methodology to determine that.
Yes.
There's an actual historical methodology that you go through.
Yes, there's a methodology, and that methodology has led
So what methodology
some
did you
historians.
use? Wait a minute, hold on. Quick question. What methodology did you use to show this connection is direct and not one that you're implying?
I am implying it. I am implying it. I'm saying a
Right.
lot of the stories in the Bible, right? You can find them outside of the Bible. I am
So
implying that.
let's take a look at this claim, okay? So this specific story of Judas, when was it written?
Judas of Galilee.
The stories that you're referencing in the Bible about Judas, when was it written?
There's not a real consensus when it was written.
Give a range. See, this is the first step.
With the connection is
the first step would be to determine the dating of the writings. That's the very first step. And you haven't done that.
Yes, but I'm not a historian. I'm just saying the people
But
who
you're
are making the
making
connections.
claims as historical evidence. But you haven't done the very first freaking step, which is check the dates of the writings.
I'm not a
Because here's the funny
historian.
thing. If one is written a significant enough amount of time after the other one, then you can make a statement that it's possible he is pulling and reciting stories from the original instead of it as historical fact, which we see happen. That's why you first have to check the dates.
You are a historian, right?
And I am telling you, you need to check the dating first. That's the first freaking step.
But you are a historian.
Yes.
Okay. As a historian, and you are talking about Jesus,
The
right?
mythical character.
As a what?
As a myth.
As a myth. Okay. So what do you mean by when you say Jesus is a myth?
There's a lack of historical evidence that this person ever existed.
Okay. So will you say that the what is written in the Bible, right? The person of Jesus, will you say that that person has no link at all to the events of the Bible or the events of the time?
We don't have evidence that the events of the time happened. Kind of
How you
the
mean?
point here.
So when you talk about the events of the time, are you talking about the Roman occupation?
Okay, if you're talking about what happened with the sacking of Jerusalem, again, check the dating of the writing.
Yeah, but a lot of these, a lot of the times there are questions on
fiction.
there are questions on the very dating of the writing, right?
Like what? What would the question be?
Well, it depends. When
Like
we are
what?
talking about the writing, a lot of the writing was because they say that Jesus, for instance, right? If we are using the Bible for, I don't know, for some reason, we don't use the Bible anymore, right? Because you say we are just throwing it out
because there's no
are we
evidence
just
for the
throwing it
events
out as
happening.
mythical, right?
It's not a historical text as far as reliability, as far as historical events.
Okay, so what do we use? What do we use with regards to dating the Roman occupation and all of that stuff?
We have primary and secondary sources outside of the Bible for those events, including
Okay, that's
archaeological
exactly
evidence.
what I'm saying.
There's a difference. We have direct connections, direct evidence.
Okay, give me
don't
one of
have
the
that in
direct
Josephus.
evidence. Pardon?
You don't have that for Josephus. And it's not just one piece, but
okay. So are you
multiple
saying
pieces
Josephus
from
is
a
not
lot
a
of
historian?
places. I am still trying to explain because I don't think you understand historical method. Because it's not just one account for one event. We have a lot of archaeological and historical evidence that come from a wide variety of sources for the sack and conquering of Jerusalem. We don't have it for Judas of Galilee and it being connected to the events of the Bible.
So Josephus is not. It's not it's not used for historical context.
You have to be very selective and have other evidences besides Josephus for his claims. For example,
But it's
do you think, wait a minute, let me ask you something. Do you think that demigod Hercules existed?
No. I don't
Yeah,
know
he
who
writes
is.
about him as an actual figure who gets married. Do you understand that you don't take it at face value? You need multiple sources to corroborate the same event.
Okay, I don't know, because normally, right, when we are talking about these characters, there is not this strict policy.
Sure there is.
There is not, right? There's not this strict policy. We talk about Jesus, and I'm saying there are other. Sorry.
Can I come in here? This is why I personally do not respect historians who claim that Jesus was could have been a historical figure, because I don't know why they try to do something like Bat Emin. I mean, it's crazy that anyone would think that Jesus was a historical figure. And I think it's time we start giving pushback on the idea that he was a historical figure. We need to really be giving pushback on that idea, right? Jesus is not, Jesus, he's nothing but a myth. That's what he is.
Big myth. Big myth.
And the sooner we accept this, the better. Now, from a layman's perspective, now, this is, good night, Miss Annie. From a layman's perspective, you cannot prove that there was a virgin giving birth to, a virgin being impregnated, right? So if that element of that story is taken away, what makes you think the others are, what makes you think that the others will somehow come together? How? It's not going to work. This, I'm just talking about a layman's perspective, right? So, guys, no.
There are three fundamental lies that makes Christianity hold water. They'll tell you there was a virgin birth. They'll tell you there was resurrection. And they'll tell you there was shedding of blood on the cross to redeem people. Those three things are things that were used to actually, tie the minds of our people. Occurrences that are not normally natural. The worst of them is the resurrection. He did resurrect, and other people resurrected with him. Who were they?
Jefferson's, even Paul himself said it in, I think it's 2 Corinthians 15, where Paul said, if the resurrection never happened, then their whole religion is a sham. He said, if the resurrection never happened. Then they, of all people in the world, these believers, they are to be pitied.
That's the three things.
Because they have gone ahead to believe in a sham. But then never mind. Paul then continues. Oh, but we are convinced. We believe that he resurrected.
Yes. So that's the foundation of all these things. And it was really sad they cooked it.
Yeah.
The resurrection, the virgin birth, those are the foundations that once you can debunk it, all their eyes will open and they wake up from that sleep. It's crazy what people are doing. Places that will be used for hospitals and factories, places that will be used for schools.
Now being used.
The time that was supposed to be used to train experts. People are there banging their head morning and night, 21 days fasting, 31 days. Every new year, people waste 21 to 31 days of the new year that you're supposed to inject into the economy, doing nothing.
Somebody said, "Oh yeah, debunk it." Oh yeah, now no, not so matter of debunk. You prove that the virgin landed on the girl and impregnated her. Tell us how. What orifice did the ghost go through?
We are his brothers. I think he left to. He said, "Mother, take care of your son. Let her show me the brothers of Christ." I think they were alive. They will have a lineage. We are their lineage. Let's trace them.
Listen, that story, the Jesus story, is actually a very dark story. The Jesus story is this is the thing. People don't put too much thought. That whole virgin birth thing, it's sickening. It's a sickening story to think that this God found himself a virgin who was engaged. It's like, what? What was this God thinking? Did God just wanted to chance this guy? Yeah, I've got your woman, and what can you do? Right? And then you go, you impregnate her. Okay, he wanted himself a virgin. But then the question then becomes, if Jesus went up inside Mary and she was a virgin, who disvirgined Mary? Who disvirgined Mary?
The big man up there.
No. This is a conversation we need to have. She had to be a virgin, hence why this baby was put inside her. Okay, that's fine. Now you've put your baby inside this virgin girl.
Not even putting the baby, put his divine seed.
She's engaged to be married, though. So now, did Joseph disvirgin her? Or if Joseph didn't, then Jesus did. Jesus disvirgin his own mother. Huh? Are we going to have this conversation? Jesus or God disvirgined Mary? Because listen, if the baby went up, let's say, for example, the baby went up and she was a virgin, her hymen is intact, and Joseph decided to stay off, for the how many months? 9 months, or how many months? When that baby was coming out, I want the people who believe in this story to tell me whether Mary's hymen remained intact when that Jesus's head was coming out. It's a sickening story.
Then somebody came up in one era and killed all the children because of Jesus. We are now asking, where is the historical evidence? That one is one that has shaken the world. You kill children because of the birth of, you kill children from 2 years old down, and there is no historical evidence of that massacre. There is no way in any text that thing happened. The children were killed. No text anywhere to show that something like that ever happened. Till today, It is crazy.
Hello, Akani. Good to see you.
It is crazy. People have been living in the dark.
I think that the main scam is them expecting you to believe it.
in the dark. We're not in the dark
There's something they
anymore.
call cultural replication. Now we
We're
come
not
to
in
the,
the
we come
dark
to the New
anymore.
Testament. We see Mary, 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 Mary. What is the translation of Mary in Hebrew? Let us go to the Old Testament and check whether we see those kind of names. Jesus' mother was Mary. We had Mary, the mother of John the Baptist. We had Mary and Martha, Mary Magdalene, Mary, the use of Mary. Then we go to the Old Testament. How many Marys could we count? We're not the same Jews. We're not the same Jews. How many Marys could we count? How many Johns could we count in the Old Testament? Why are there some names that replicated themselves in the Old Testament in the New? Names in this cultural repetition happens, but the New Testament came up with certain touched, should I put it, Gregorian, Greek stroke Latinized names of these people. How changed? The Jews became westernized suddenly in the New Testament. They became westernized.
Yes. Oh, Akani, I didn't see it. Sorry. Well, thank me. I'm happy that we can have these conversations. I'm happy that we can take these whole things apart. And thanks to people like AT's Cats who helps with
history.
You know, huh?
He does very well.
Demystifying. Let me borrow from Demystify's name.
I listen to Itiska sometimes for 1 hour before I come up on the platform. 1 hour sit and listen to him because I go back and check and like, whoa, history is important. History is important. I watched a video today a guy posted. He went to theological school to debunk the fact that the stories in the Bible did not exist, and he found it that it was true. Do you know what this guy said? That even some of the books written in Psalms were not even written by the so-called Moses himself. He even went back.
Oh, Psalm was by David.
No, some Psalms were written by Moses too. You don't know?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Many of the Psalms were written by Moses. David copied it. You don't even know.
Except again, we don't have evidence Moses existed.
That's the thing. Many of the Psalms they said was written by Moses, but this guy went to theology school and found out that those things were written by some Europeans. The Greco-written German what he found out. If you see another text is coming out that Europeans wrote some of the Psalms.
If you're going for history, you do not go to a theology school.
No, not at all. Not at all. Theology is the study
and
of
history are two different things.
Theology is the study of make believe.
It's I don't know.
What's your explanation for this general consensus on historical Jesus?
Sure, that's easy.
Explanation.
The two things. One, most historians won't even bother doing the research because it's not that hard to say a man existed. But here's the other half. Most of our job has to do with teaching. And if you're at a higher level, it's usually teaching in academic schools. And there's a financial incentive not to rock the boat when it comes to whether or not Jesus just existed. You can get by with just saying the man existed. You can kind of get by there. But if you said that Jesus himself just never existed, you're going to find your job opportunities less. Instead of citing the historian, cite the evidence they cite. Look at what they're claiming as the reason. That's the key. Because I was like that. I was the same. Until I got into a debate panel, not a TikTok one, but there was a full real one with several people, including as Godless engineer. And I was the historian on the panel. And they're throwing stuff at me and asking me questions, and I'm going, I never actually looked. I just did what most historians would do, just say, sure, a person existed. There's no evidence for the divinity stuff, but sure, a person existed. And then they started telling me, maybe I should. So I did. I started looking at it and reading Josephus, Tacitus, Plato the Younger, all the claims, doing the timelines, and realizing there's no actual evidence here, to the point that I am a mythicist.
Yeah, but that kind of like speaks to what we were kind of having conversation earlier. If all the historians, right, are basically saying, because any historian that doesn't accept the direct story of
it's not the same.
Jesus.
It's not the same, because here's the thing. The reason why it's not the same.
You're pretty much doing this.
No.